720p. It don't let you even fucking go to live on YouTube for at 1080.
Huh?
For YouTube Live, it only lets you.
All I know is the YouTube live looks a whole lot better than what the show looks like.
Hold on here. I gotta.
Whatever happens to the show every week, it really somebody. I was showing somebody new at work, and they're like, "Y'all's picture sucks." I'm like, "Yeah, you're sort of right."
All right. Move that over there. Can you hear me okay? Am I good?
I hear you.
Unfortunately,
I am not on YouTube though at this moment.
I'm not either. I'm still mixing my drink here.
Well, I'm
Well,
doing.
we're live on YouTube, so
Thanks for the warning, Brett.
I told you we're going live.
I'm just fucking with you now.
Here we
Ah,
go.
well, I didn't know, but
Here we go. We're live. I'm finally decided to hit record.
Well, you're the host, so we're just waiting for you, Brett.
I just show up and drink and make stupid comments. That's my job.
It's Brett's show. I'm the same way. I just show up.
Just show up.
You got all these topics. I don't have any topic. No topic.
Did you make up your list for the one
No.
topic? You're
No.
just gonna go off the fucking cuff, huh?
Yeah, because I think it's a sort of a silly topic.
I think it's a great topic. I think you're
I
silly.
I think we should have put. I think we should have did more.
Well,
so I got a
depends on
runner up.
it depends on how Brett is using the topic. If he's just talking about your favorite Jason Voorhees kills camp counselor #1, then I don't find that interesting. I find other stuff I would say more of an interest than just my favorite kill per se.
Well, hopefully you'll find my list a little more involved then.
Greg, I am certain that your list will definitely be.
Me too. That's why.
Brett's gold. Michael killed that lady, and Michael killed that one, and
No,
he spushed that one.
I got
So-
probably some stuff you wouldn't even think of.
Well, what I'm looking at is more of from the term of I don't really know it's my favorite kill. It's probably what I consider the more shocking or more.
Yeah.
That's how I'm
what I'm
looking.
going for. Whatever.
Well, that's not what you said. Because we were talking about this briefly a few episodes ago, and you're like, "What was your favorite kill from the movie?" And I'm like, "I don't have one." So I think I was going off of how you was presenting it during the show about a week or two ago. So I'm on board with you.
Hey, Tiff.
Tiff's here. What's up?
Yeah.
I guess we'll wait.
You're our official YouTube watcher, I think, Greg. I guess.
Yeah. She's the only one that's commented so far. So
Yeah.
F's in chat for the fact that we have 4 people in there.
There is 4 people.
Well, one of them would be me. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's us 3 and Tiff.
I'm not in there, so it's not me.
Oh, it's not.
No, I think it confuses me trying to read the YouTube and do the thing. So
yeah, I just glance at it every once in a while.
I keep my eye on it occasionally.
It's better to have one person monitoring from what I remember from doing the shows with Video Bob and everything.
Except for I just dropped my phone.
Uh-oh.
Hey, can you guys see me all right? Do I need to change this light at all?
Great.
Yeah, you look good, man.
I can lower it a little bit. Is that better?
What kind of camera are you using? Just off your laptop? Or?
Yeah, it's just my MacBook.
Okay.
It's a MacBook Pro that I use for school.
You must have to get YouTube to pay for the YouTube to be able to stream live in 1080 or 4K for sure.
I've got the paid YouTube. I don't know. It won't let me stream live because I don't have enough subscribers or whatever it is.
I'm gonna raise my computer up a little bit more. You guys keep talking. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna grab another VHS tape.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have enough people to go live, Brett, so I wouldn't be able to test that theory. But I don't push my YouTube page either, you know.
That's right.
But I do have the paid because I live on YouTube and I could not go without it. Those commercials kill me. I probably watch YouTube more than anything besides baseball or wrestling or football.
Well, basically about everything that's on Tubi is on YouTube too. That's free.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about on that.
for movie wise.
I don't watch movies on YouTube.
I only watch them if I can't find them anywhere else. Because
Well,
sometimes
there's a lot of public domain movies you'll find there. I know.
Yeah.
you can find a couple of decent
Or
ones every now and then.
lower budget things.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, I don't really use YouTube as a movie platform. I use Tubi for that for certain.
When a lot of like comedians and stuff are doing, they're putting their live specials and shit out on YouTube now.
Well, I think that's smart
Because
actually.
they're making just enough, about the same amount of money off of YouTube as they would Netflix or whatever
yeah.
like that.
And you can sell it yourself. You don't have
Yep,
to
and
have a
it's-
distributor.
Yeah, but it's your own.
If we ever make a movie, which we probably never will, that's where it'll be, is on YouTube.
for sure.
I've made 2 short films. They're
That's what
both
we
terrible.
would do. We talked about when we thought the haunted house was going to get shut down. I was like, well, Brett, maybe we'll just make a movie. So
Who knows? We still might. You never know.
we still got a haunted house. It was used as an Easter egg hunt last night, and it was a success.
How'd that go?
Went good for being impromptu and just
Throwing some
the
eggs
shit,
down on the ground.
basically. But yeah,
Hey, Gazoo.
What's
Hey,
up,
the Gazoo?
Our buddy from Canada.
The Gazoo.
yeah, but unfortunately, Brett, one of the limbs fell and crushed your couch.
Yeah, that sucks. It looks
Fuck
like it
your
just
couch.
broke the one arm off of it.
Yeah, I think so. But
Damn. That
All
drink's
the-
really good.
mine is
FYI.
too. I've got some liquid death, a little bit of lime stuff, and then some lime vodka in this.
I'm
I
not.
just went off the cuff, man. You're not drinking at all.
No, I'm not.
What the shit?
Hey, sometimes a good beer will help you flush through those kidney stones on me.
There you go, Brett. I need to take 2 Tylenols on the air here.
Last time I drank 3 beers, I felt like shit for 4 days.
I remember that, I
Beer
think.
anymore. I listened to
got
my
it.
buddy Carl there, and the vodka don't make me hungover.
Yeah. Well, I just took my 2 Tylenols, so.
It's just I don't want to have to pause and maybe have to puke mid-show. You know.
Oh,
so-
you could puke on it live, dude. That would be great.
I mean, you want to talk about increased
increase.
views.
Yeah, go ahead and drink something. I want to see you puke mid-show. I would pay for that, actually.
Old man horror metalhead pukes on live show.
Yeah. Yeah, I would watch that.
Now you fuckers talk me into it. I'm making a drink. Hold on.
Good, do it. We'll hold down the fort for you.
And by hold down, he means to have another drink.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've had a busy day, so I'm enjoying a good drink tonight.
So Tiff, you said making a movie would be fun. What would I give you $2,000. You go make a short film. What do you make? And Carl, same question to you. I give you
Well,
$2,000 right now.
I have a script that I made back in the 90s, maybe 2000s, and it was actually going to be it was sort of a Twilight Zone like episode. It's so old that back then we were on public access cable doing shows.
Oh wow.
The movie was based upon a public access TV host who is more of a comedian, makes fun of people, going to interview a self-proclaimed witch.
Oh, cool. So it kind
So-
of like Late Night with the Devil, but
Little bit, yeah.
a little different.
But
That's
it was
cool.
something that we could have actually made at the time. I always talk about Video Bob. He was actually working on doing an actual film, but it didn't go real well. And I was like, well, I'll just make one myself. And I wrote it around my friends that I thought could be in the movie. And I still got the script. Obviously, it's pretty dated with the whole public access cable, but I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, but you
Now-
changed that to a YouTube show instead
I
of
could
public
do that
access
easily.
cable, and
Yeah,
it's
and go, yeah.
plug
So
and play
it
at that point.
I would have to switch it around. Like I said, I kind of wrote it around the people I had that would act in it. And my other idea would be, and me and Bob were real serious about this right when Blair Witch hit, there's a local myth. I think everybody has one, the Lake Worth Monster, aka the Goat Man. And I wanted to do a fake documentary where we go around and interview people about this Goat Man and just have it totally scripted, but make it look like it's real.
Yeah,
Not even really necessarily a horror movie, just a documentary.
a mockumentary.
Yeah.
There's 2
Yeah.
goat mans in North Texas.
No, there's not.
I mean,
Goatman's Bridge.
That is not the Goat Man.
Oh,
if you
that's
look
not
at
man.
Brett's goatee. He could be mistaken as a goatee.
So that would have been the two ideas I had. So I probably, if I was given $2,000, could probably pull those off.
I would say the YouTube one, like where
I think so.
if
Change
you
it to
put,
YouTube.
yeah, you could totally pull that off. Absolutely.
Don't what, Tiff? What don't you want us to do?
I'm guessing you drink.
Oh,
Yeah, probably you drinking, Brett. And since we kept playing around with the,
fuckers talked me into it.
I actually wore an Aska shirt since you kept putting one on me on those things you were making. So
Ah,
I
I felt
just
bad for Brett. He was doing all this, and I go on the Chat GPT and made
dude,
it in
I
like
did
1
hundreds
second.
of them and couldn't get one right.
I don't know why it won't let us use our actual faces.
I don't know. The guy that you had on as me was way more handsome than I ever will be. So
I just actually
I
found
know
a
he
picture of you
of
and
made
threw
me
it.
moist.
It threw it in there and said, put him in the middle of these two. And it did, but it changed me and Brett and you. I don't know what's the deal with that. Maybe Chat GPT won't let you use actual pictures. I don't know. I don't know enough about it yet.
Maybe you got to have the paid version.
I'm still learning the AI stuff.
Well,
But-
evidently I suck at it. So
Well, I don't know. You
mean-
had a good.
they were all coming out pretty cool. Like yours was just more cartoony, and like
Yeah.
Carl's ended up more like actual real to life. Hey,
It looks like-
Pearl's in the house. Hi, Pearl.
Hey, Pearl. It looks like that we have like actors playing us in the picture I
Right.
made or something. Like I said that looks like me, but that ain't me. So
well, I would do 10 of them, and that two of us would look the same, and then one of us would look fucking totally different. And then
I mean, the one you made, I looked like I was 70 years old. I swear to
yeah, I
God.
know.
I was like, oh my God.
And it keeps it would not fail on Chat GPT that it would take somebody's t-shirt off, the words. So I'm like, God dang it. So I
or
finally
spell them wrong or some
or,
shit.
yeah, well, I don't think it can put kill on there or something or dies because I notice it's always kind of guided off. I guess that's part of their stuff, their rules.
All right, so I asked Tiffany what she would make if I gave her $2,000 because she said making a movie would be fun. She said, honestly, something spooky. I have an idea for something creepy based on an app. It's pretty universal right now and wouldn't be too hard to pull off with $2,000.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
That would be one thing I really would like to do in my bucket list is make a damn, even if it's a 15, 30-minute movie, a short film.
I have
I
one
really
that's
would.
I have one that's like 2 minutes long, and then one that we cut into a very, very poorly done Grindhouse trailer that's really, really bad.
Yeah, well, Brett, I think we were talking about doing a movie at Moxley. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
It was going to be like but Richard thought it was stupid, so we didn't get anywhere with it. It's me and I forget it. I don't know if Trevor was in on that or what, but I think it would have been fun. But Richard like, fuck y'all gonna ain't using my haunted house to make no movie. I said, well, you let him use the outside of it for the haunts that October built, and he didn't say nothing about that.
Well,
Did he get paid for that, or
I don't think he did.
just the IMDb credit?
I think that's it. Well, he's only in it for like what, maybe a couple minutes. Uh-oh, we
Yeah.
got a visitor. It's Ms. Halloween here.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Myers is back in the chair back here. I don't know if you can see him back there.
I
Almost-
do.
Yeah.
Myers is hanging out in the chair back there with Skelly.
Yep. And I see old Terrifier back there too. I can't even think of Art the Clown's name for a second.
Hey, he's back there too. I dropped my charger. Oh, looks like my boys from the Horror Chronicles podcast just popped into the chat. What's up?
Welcome to the show.
My loves.
Welcome to the show.
They make me feel all funny in the willy. I'm not gonna lie.
Everybody I know is at the Disturbed concert in Fort Worth, Texas. So they're like, we're at Disturbed. Why are you not here? I'm like, I don't really go to shows much anymore like that.
Oh, they're in
Sorry.
Fort Worth. I thought they were
They're
in
at Dickies.
Dallas.
No, but everybody's playing Dickies Arena now.
So all your friends lost a bet and had to go to a Disturbed concert?
Yes, apparently. I just don't go to shows like that anymore.
I'm going to a show on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. I'm taking my 7-year-old to see Ice Nine Kills.
You told me that. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
so
That's
fucking
awesome,
awesome.
dude.
Yeah.
He's so pumped.
I really would like to go see Ghost, but they got this dumb rule you can't bring your cell phone, and I just
Yeah, you got to put it in a fucking locked up fucking
and
thing.
it caused like a 2 hour delay somewhere in England. I guess people getting in there because they were trying to lock their damn phones up. So I don't know. I
Fuck
just think that's
that.
a silly idea myself.
Yeah, it is. You'd think they'd want the fucking, want the YouTube videos and shit.
I don't know. I just think it's a silly idea and just I don't know.
I don't know, man. I get it.
Well, I
You know,
can see doing
I
that in
get
a
it
small
too,
venue where you ain't
but
got
not in
that
an
many
arena.
people.
And I don't even I think Ghost is playing at Dickies actually. They are. So that's 15,000 people there locking up their phones.
yeah, I mean,
I think we need to go check out Pentagram, Carl.
Well, my buddy at work wants to go with us. He's an old
Okay.
school banger.
Cool.
And he actually knows of Pentagram from back, I guess, in the day. So he wants to go. And
Cool.
he knows who REO Speed Dealer is too. So
REO Speed Dealer.
yeah, so we might have to go to this thing. And I was up at the record store and Henry was like, "Yeah, you need to come check
You'd
us
probably
out."
like them, Greg. They're like a hardcore punk type deal.
hey, if you cross that corner between hardcore and punk, man, you got me sold, man. I was listening to did you guys hear Burn the Priest when they did their covers album a couple years ago?
Oh, I've heard of Burn the Priest before. Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you
Lamb of
guys even know?
God.
Yeah, that's Lamb of God's original name.
Yeah.
So Randy wanted to put out a more punk album, but with the Lamb of God sound to it. So they put it out under the Burn the Priest name. And
Oh,
it's
That's
got
pretty
like
genius, actually.
yeah, it's got like Jesus built my hot rod and stuff like that on it.
Oh, that's cool.
oh,
it's
shit.
it's pretty badass. And I was listening to that the other day because I really love that. When you can make that transition between punk and hardcore and like kind of build them together, because that's really what hardcore is, really, when you
Let's
think
see
about it.
if
It's
it's
just
on Apple.
it is because that's where I listen to it at.
Okay.
It's so good.
Well, Pentagram was this weird band that was around in the 70s and they were sounded to me more like doom metal. And I would guess they probably were influenced by Sabbath, but they were actually around when Sabbath was starting. So I
Yeah.
remember the name Pentagram, and I remember him. Was about 10 years ago they made a movie about the dude documentary. So I knew who they were, but our buddy that owns a record store in my neighborhood is a drummer, and he's actually the drummer for Pentagram now. And I've been going up there buying Pentagram shirts from him, and he's like, "Yeah, you need to come to the show, man." He says, "If you don't, you're gonna regret it." So I'm thinking about going.
Yeah. It's only $25, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Henry
Can't
says
see a
we'll
show.
enjoy it.
Well, I say we go, even though it's on a Wednesday night.
I wouldn't
Oh,
mind. I would like to get a picture with that dude.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think we're gonna hit that
Well,
show.
that fucking 15-second video of him
What are
with
you talking-
the stare or whatever that he does, the zombie stare.
Oh, yeah.
It's got like 150 million fucking views.
They've
And-
made fucking Lego shorts of that. Like
Yeah.
there is a Lego version of that stare.
Somebody
on
made
the
it.
internet.
Somebody made a crochet doll too. It was
Yeah.
fucking cool looking.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, and yeah, I got some inside stuff that I really don't. I'm not at liberty to say, but Bobby, I think he seems like he's got himself together, and they're really trying to. Obviously they didn't expect this to blow up the way it did, but they're
No.
really trying to give him a good income here out of this, and Henry's really good at promotion stuff, so
Yeah.
I'm really happy for the guy, and I'm happy to see it do so well, and I
Have you
really
seen that?
do
Have you seen the
the dog.
documentary?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
No, I didn't see it. I didn't even know there was one that came out.
Well, it's
he-
really more sad than anything.
Yeah, it is. He was fucked up, man.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
look
want to
at it.
watch that then.
It's not a very good documentary as far as it's they try to portray it as ending on a good note, but we will it was 10 years ago and it didn't go so well. So-
I've told you guys before. I'm more like the Siren documentary. The I'm too
love
old for
that.
this shit. Like that's my go-to, like butter and bread. Like I want to see that feel-good story of these guys that were, abandoned in the '80s, getting together for one show in Germany. and
Yeah.
that was fucking awesome.
The Bobby
Yeah, that was a good
documentary
show.
was more of a downer because it just shows him, he's like living in his it's one of them stories where you're however many 50 years old living in your parents' basement, and it's just it doesn't really have a happy ending, so it's sort of a downer to me.
Yeah, it
Kind of like
was.
Anvil. Anvil, I like their movie, and a couple of my friends, their band was opening for Anvil on one of the tours, but the poor guys just never did get even with that, they didn't really make it, and it's sad.
They
I'm
were
glad they
good
got
too.
I saw them open for Aska. So yeah, but I really, again, I'm not trying to pick on Metallica because I do that too much, but I would like to see Metallica put Anvil on a tour with them or something instead of some stupid ass band that Metallica would pick instead.
Like Rat with
I
Stephen
don't know.
Piercy.
I learned about Volbeat because
Stephen Piercy's Rat.
They were touring with Metallica.
No, I'm just
Volbeat,
saying.
yeah.
Oh, I thought he was saying that Stephen Percy's rap was.
I'm just saying as an example.
Oh, I
Oh,
get it.
okay.
He confused me on that one. No, I'm just
Well, I
saying I
see.
would like to see Metallica
Who
throw
opened
some of the older
Ice
thrash
Nine
bands a
Kills
bone.
opened up for Metallica for a few shows.
Which is good, but
Uh,
I'm just saying I would like to see them give some of the old bands that they were, looked up to or equals to. And I think they had Diamond Head open for them in Europe a couple times. So they've done it. And I don't need to pick on them per se. Slayer could have done it, Megadeth could have done it. But
Megadeth can't do anything without a political agenda.
yeah, I know you're not a fan of Dave. And that's the thing. You either
Oh
like
shit!
Dave or you hate Dave. There's no middle ground.
No.
No, that's fine. It's fine. You can be wrong, Carl. It's fine. It's
I
fine.
didn't say anything. I just Metallica I've had issues with, but I've sort of passed them now. But I
Did you guys?
just to cut one little thing, I guess it was last weekend. I was having a bad weekend because everybody was sick. It was raining. I didn't get to have my Easter egg hunt. So I went on a walk when it finally cleared, and I was listening down Justice for All with my AirPods, and I'm like, maybe I'll hear some of Newstead's bass. I still didn't. So then I went to the live version of that. This was the deluxe edition.
Yeah.
And live, I still couldn't hear Newstead's bass. And I finally realized they didn't need a bass player in And Justice for All. So, that's just my thought of the week.
You can find isolated tracks of the bass track online in different places. It's not going to blow you away.
It's
There's nothing
not, it doesn't.
special about it, but
It's
it would
nothing
be nice to
special.
hear it a little more.
I guess,
I
but I
thought
don't
they
think.
released a new version
No,
of it with
they didn't do anything with the bass. They said that with all the controversy, they just didn't see the point of it. And I agree with them. Let's let it be. It's the album's the album. You go throwing all these bass out front, it's going to change the whole concept of the album. So it didn't need it. It's not necessary.
Now,
That album is.
I have heard remastered albums that sound a lot better.
There
Yeah,
are.
there
Well,
are remasters that
freaking
sound
Black
better.
Sabbath did that with their last album they did with Tony Martin, Forbidden, which was always considered the worst Black Sabbath album ever. And it's a whole different album, and it's freaking good. But with And Justice for All, I don't know that it's necessary to change the album.
Yeah.
That Forbidden was a shit album, and Tony Iommi made it sound pretty decent with just a few little tinkering with this and that. They did the same thing on the Live Evil Sabbath. They remastered that entire thing and made it sound really good. So it can work,
Mhm.
but I think And Justice for All is just fine the way it is.
I still love that album.
I
I
do
always
too.
will. I think I think it's really good. It's not
It
my
is.
favorite Metallica album, and I've said before,
Yeah.
Ride the Lightning is my favorite, which is kind of controversial to most people, but
I don't think it is at all because I think Ride the Lightning, Puppets, and then Justice for All are just a trilogy, and they all belong right together.
Yep.
I'm not a big fan of Kill 'Em All. It sounds too much like Megadeth and Metallica, which we know why.
there's a big reason for that.
Mhm.
But
The
it's a
Dave-
good
the
album.
Dave-
It's just not. It's to me, it's just not as. It's not as good as Puppets or Ride the Lightning.
Not at all. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Did you guys see that my boys in Byzantine have a track on the Liquid Metal Devil's Dozen right now? Their new track
Oh, really?
is trending and doing really well, and I'm really proud of
That's
the guys
awesome,
and
yeah.
happy for them.
Definitely a
Chris,
shout out to that.
Yeah, Chris and Ryan they're doing a little bit and follow their Facebook. They have a new Patreon that's giving you more behind the scenes footage if you can afford to go and support them in the Patreon. That money goes straight to them and stuff, so you don't have to worry about all that kind of stuff, all that
Yeah, that is a
jazz.
good thing for the day and age, I think, with
So
all the bullshit, with streaming.
support my guys over in Byzantine. Love those guys. That was a little plug. Sorry, guys.
Hey, plugs are
Yeah,
good. That's why we're
plug
here.
away, man.
That's why we're here to plug away good stuff. Talking of plugs, I still ain't seen George post that show you were talking about, Brett, for Aska.
I just seen it in a post that he posted. Somebody asked when the next Aska show was, so
Yeah.
all he said was June.
Oh,
So I don't
well,
know.
now who knows?
So I guess we're gonna leave from where we left off last show. Greg was gonna talk about,
Wasn't the power out?
yeah, we had a
There's no storm, no
don't
storms in the
no
Dallas Fort
no
Worth area tonight, so we're good.
no shit. But Greg
But
was
it's
gonna
been raining for 2 weeks.
and Greg was gonna talk about some lesser known Wes Craven movies.
Well,
Okay.
what I wanted to do was really talk about what I wanted to see if you guys had a favorite Wes Craven movie, for one, that wasn't one of the big ones.
Not Elm Street.
Right, that wasn't Elm Street or, I can't even really say that either because just tell me what you think your favorite would be that's not Elm Street. I'll give you a pass on the other two that I'm thinking and see if those come up. But if they do, I'll give you a pass. If not, I'll tell you which ones I'm thinking of.
Okay, Brett, you start. I
Well,
want
let
to
me
see what you
see
said.
here. I gotta look at them all.
I was gonna say if you need me to pull up IMDb, I will
I
for
think
you.
I think because I know it may sound weird, but sometimes I confuse Stephen King movies with Wes Craven movies. Don't ask me why. That seems sort of stupid to me.
Yeah, I mean it kind of is.
Well,
I
no, the one I'm thinking of, I don't know if it's, I think Wes Craven may have directed it, but I think it's a Stephen King book. So I want to make sure I'm right before I
Okay.
make myself look stupider than I already am.
Oh, well, there's three to four that I think most people would say are quintessential Wes Craven movies.
well,
So
since I gotta go first, I'm going fucking old school. This first one, Last House on the Left.
okay,
I
that
sort
would
of
be
knew you
one.
was going to say that one. Yeah.
that movie disturbed the shit out of me, dude. When I first seen that at a very young age.
And that to me is one of the four. Okay, that's one of the four of Wes Craven's really most popular, one of the ones that people love to talk about. Seeing it at a young age, especially when we're looking at guys our age, it disturbed the fuck out of them. It was very graphic, very gritty, to the point. All right, so let's see if we hit the other. Well, we know one is Nightmare. Okay, so
Of course.
that's two of the four. Let's see if we hit the other two.
I'm going to say Shocker.
Okay, Shocker's probably my second favorite
Yeah, I think
of
besides
his
the
lesser
Elm
known.
Street, I would say Shocker.
But not my favorite, but of his lesser knowns.
Yeah. I think
Shocker.
that's what I said. For some reason, I thought it was, I don't know why I thought that was a Stephen King or whatever, but no, Shocker definitely would be on my list.
Okay. Um,
That was 1989.
all right. So do we know what the other two that I'm thinking are like his most
The
popular?
Hills Have Eyes.
That would be number three.
Yeah.
Scream, the original Scream.
And Scream would be
yeah.
number four.
Yeah,
Okay.
that makes
So
sense.
so we've narrowed those ones out of the way. And
The
I
Hills
would
Have
even
Eyes freaked me out too as a kid. So
and they're amazing movies, but they're a reason why those are the four that everyone brings up when you hear Wes Craven. They're amazing. They changed the game. You know, when you look at Last House on the Left, it was part of that. And, when you get to I Spit on Your Grave, and um, even like when you start to see what Carpenter was doing with Assault on Precinct 13, and like what the new
True.
wave was doing at that point, it was just so gritty and that it changed the game. And then you get into Nightmare, and it did the same thing. And then you get into Scream, it did the same thing. Hills Have Eyes went a different route with all that, but it was still super gritty in the 70s. So those are the ones that everyone talks about all the time. Um, the Hills Have Eyes too, I have a special place for. Part two, not as well, but The
Part
Hills
two
Have
is not.
Eyes
I don't care
Part
for
2.
part two.
No one does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one does, but I have a special place for it. I think it was one of my VHSs when I was a kid that I borrowed from my uncle in one of those type scenarios. It came out pretty much the same year as Nightmare on Elm Street when you think about it. Two totally different polar opposite movies. You want to talk
Yeah.
about that? My favorite, and these usually go back and forth. So Shocker maybe two, but it's probably three in all honesty. But The Serpent and the Rainbow
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
an
good
awesome
movie.
from
too.
'88 is it's a chef's kiss for me, just absolutely awesome. And then The People Under the Stairs from
I was going to
'91.
mention that actually before Shocker.
So
And
those are the
Deadly
two.
Friend. You remember that one?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, I remember Deadly Friend.
Yeah.
And
I don't know it's my favorite, but it's very interesting.
well, and I also love Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh
It,
yeah.
it it's it was kind of that take on Blackula where Eddie Murphy was trying to go for the
I could
serious
see that.
Dracula
Yeah.
role. So I Cursed is another one that was pretty not well liked that I kind of have a special place. I love Wes Craven, so I'm kind of a fanboy a little bit. Same with Red Eye from 2005. I think Red Eye was really, really good.
Was Cursed
Yeah,
with
that
Christina
was
Ricci
sort
the
of
werewolf movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
the red eye was sort of that was the one where the air on the airplane, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that was. I know that movie. But I didn't know it was Wes Craven.
That
Offhand,
was
I don't
sort of
think
out of his realm,
it
in a
was.
way.
Yeah,
But and I wasn't and that's the thing about Craven is you can go to like thrillers and you can go to exploitation. You can do all these different things with him. He wasn't just a horror director.
Yeah.
Did he predominantly direct horror? Absolutely. But, you know,
well, I'm going to add to the list, and it is, but it isn't, and that's that Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
I would
It's a
say.
Freddy movie, but it sort of isn't.
And why do you feel that that one was important? Because I know a reason why I feel it's important.
Because it just has that realism to it. Like, what if Freddy really did exist in somebody's mind?
Yeah,
That's what got me, like, wait, this is just freaking just a good concept.
yeah. For me, it was all about the fact that he started the meta format.
Yeah.
Bringing the meta really into it. I mean, hell, Wes was writing the script in the movie as the movie's taking place, and Nancy's gonna have to play Nancy one last time, and all that kind of stuff. It was just very self-referential, and the way he did it. And then next year we get with Kevin Williamson, we get Scream, and it snowballs from there. And now we have meta horror as a genre, and you can
Yeah,
actually
that's
go
true.
as a subgenre to it. So let's see what the chat says. Tiff says her favorite is definitely not a big one, but she loves it. And then she says Mind Ripper. I don't even know if I've seen that one.
I don't think I have either.
Uh, Mind Ripper.
Of course, I thought Carpenter was involved in Shocker for some reason.
Pearl says Shocker, Red Eye, Deadly Friend. Gazoo says People Under the Stairs, my man.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Pearl, yeah, there you go. Swamp Thing. A lot of people don't know that he did that
He
original
did
adaptation
do that.
of
Yeah, the
Swamp Thing.
original. Yes.
So, yeah, really, really good. All right, chat. Way to be there.
Good job.
like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I like it. So that was just I love Wes Craven and I love talking about him and I just even like he was even in a show. Do you guys ever watch the show Castle with Nathan Fillion?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
Okay, well in that show Nathan Fillion is a crime writer and he goes with he's friends with the mayor, so he's trying to write a new book about a New York City detective. So he partners up with this really hot, oh my gosh, she's gorgeous, New York detective and goes on homicide cases with her. Well, he's a writer, so every now and then he'll like talk to other writers like Dean Koontz or Wes Craven was in one of the Halloween episodes, and it's like
That's
just really
cool.
cool to see. Like he even did shit like that, which is I just love that.
And this is called Castle?
Yeah, Castle. It was Nathan, and I love Nathan Fillion. Like I have a huge man crush on him. So
I think that I do think I remember the name Castle, so I've heard of it.
Oh, it's so good. We watch that on repeat at our house.
How many seasons are there?
Oh, like 7 or 8.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And the detective is really hot.
When did that come out?
It was probably mid 2000s, like 2004-ish, I would say, between
Okay.
2004 2006. And now Nathan Fillion's in a show called The Rookie, where he starts to be he goes to be a LAPD cop at the age of 40, which is also really good. It's on
Yeah,
its like 6th or 7th season as well.
Hmm.
I don't know how we ended up on Nathan Fillion. Sorry.
I don't know from
It
from
all,
Wes Craven.
it all comes
That's what's
back.
good about a live talk show. You can just jump to wherever you want to jump.
It all comes back to my man crushes. Big shocker.
But yeah, there's a lot of good Wes Craven out there. Not just Elm Street
He did an
or
80s version.
Scream.
He did an 80s version of the revived Twilight episodes. Pretty sure he did. He may have done one on fuck, what was the Mick Garris anthology television show?
Oh,
Masters of Horror. Masters of Horror.
Yeah, he
yeah,
did.
He
Yeah,
yeah.
may have done an episode of Masters of Horror if I remember correctly.
everybody did. I think.
He may have done Tales from the Crypts. I know he did the pilot episode of Freddy's Nightmares. Um, just a
I
lot
think
of
that
stuff,
pilot
man.
episode's the one where they actually get into Freddy as a person, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was like the prequel.
Yeah, which they should have made that into a movie. I always thought.
Weren't they supposed to do a new one of that too? A new version
Elm
of that?
Street?
No, the Freddy when he was
Never heard that.
Like when he was just a serial killer.
yeah.
I don't know, man.
I haven't heard that.
There's so much fake news on the internet that it's hard to
The
decipher
Crystal
what's
Lake
actually
thing is
real.
apparently really gonna happen this time, from what I've gathered.
I
I've seen
mean,
legitimate news that it's actually that they've got the funding and everything ready for that.
I really like the chick that they picked to play Mrs. Voorhees. I can't remember her
I
name off
can't
the top of
remember
my
her
head.
either, but it was perfect. Yeah.
I remember her being in a lot. She's Velma and Scooby Doo. She's in Grandma's Boy. She's in a bunch of stuff. I just can't remember her name off the top of my head.
They say if it Peacock is not like Netflix. Netflix loves to cancel everything after one season, but I think they've already approved 2 seasons of this thing, so hopefully they'll get the moving on it.
Okay, because you're gonna have to elaborate on that. You heard Wes Craven was rumored to have been involved in a successful murder.
Wow, we got to hear this story.
I need Dave Dr. Shock Becker in here for this one, man. He would know all about that, man. Dave is my Hollywood historian that I go to for everything. Should let me punch it. Too bad I don't have the whatever it's called. The
Admin.
admin. There you go.
Yeah,
Just send him a call.
Brett, give him the admin.
Dave, answer your
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah, put him on speakerphone.
I invited him earlier. He didn't answer, so he might be at work.
Gotcha.
He sometimes works at night. But I invited everybody. I was sending out links to everybody
Like
saying,
I
"Come
said,
on the show."
I'm at Disturbed, so yeah. I think we have put on a better show than Disturbed.
You have us, so that's better.
Yeah,
Right
exactly.
then and there.
Who it was some band I never even heard of that was opening up too, that they had their
Daughtry is opening up.
who was?
Daughtry, Chris Daughtry.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't have paid me to go on to that show.
I didn't know there was a third one.
Allegedly, of course.
Allegedly.
Well, there was who else was it? Tom Selleck or somebody that was also like possibly got away with murder, or was it Burt Reynolds? I think it was Burt
It
Reynolds.
would be more It was Burt Reynolds, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Burt Reynolds around the time of Smokey and the Bandit or something.
Burt Reynolds was a pretty interesting character.
If you guys don't know, Dave, Dr. Shockbecker from Land of the Creeps and Jay of the Dead's New Horror Movies, he has a segment on Jay of the Dead's New Horror Movies where he talks about like Hollywood mysteries and stuff, and he goes into like all this kind of shit. It's really cool.
Yeah.
If you just seek out that kind of stuff, he digs into it really hard. Way cooler than me. I strive to be the encyclopedia of knowledge that he is. As they say, he's a national treasure.
Right. Brett, you're being quiet. What's up with you?
I'm just listening.
You're the host. We're doing all the talking.
Well, what else we want to talk about?
It's your show. Tell us.
I don't know.
And we'll go on to another subject.
Go on to another subject.
Well, you came up with the other subject,
Yeah,
jackass.
when are we going to
got
get into your
another one?
subject,
You
Brett?
want to
It's
do
all-
that now? I thought we'd save that till the end.
I mean, that's up to you. Again,
It's
it's
up
your
to
show.
you. You're
Well, let's save that till the end. Let's talk about some other shit first.
I'm like Tyrion Lannister. I drink and I know things. That's what I do. I'm just
What else has been going on in the world of horror movies and heavy metal?
Well, we got the new horror movie with that Michael Jordan guy in it.
Michael B.
Yeah.
Jordan. Let's.
Well, I just call him Michael Jordan. He's the real Michael Jordan. Creed.
He didn't drop 52 on the Cavs in
The,
in a playoff game.
The villain in what's
Black
it called?
Panther.
Black Panther, yeah.
Yeah,
He
He's
was
in
the
a-
warmonger. He was the best part of that movie, I thought.
He's in a
honestly.
horror movie.
he
You
is.
haven't seen that, Brett?
What is it?
It's called Sinners.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
it's
I think I've
possibly a
seen-
vampire movie. I haven't really.
Have you guys not seen it yet?
I have not. I haven't been to
Oh
the
my
movies in like.
God.
I don't go to the movie theater much anymore.
Is it bad?
Oh, it will probably, if it does not get nominated for an Oscar for at least best soundtrack or best score, then I mean, I've always thought that the Academy was a joke anyway.
It is a joke, yeah.
This movie, it was so much fun. Like it, oh my goodness, I don't
He
even know.
plays
How, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything because it's one that you really want to see. I don't watch the trailer even. Don't
I saw
know
the
it.
trailer,
Yeah,
so that's why I
that's-
think I know what's going on in it.
You probably do a little bit, but go into it knowing that the least bit possible, and you will not be upset. I mean, if you are, then you can blame me for it, but I don't know how you could be. Haley Steinfeld is absolutely gorgeous in the movie. The acting is phenomenal, which I was not expecting a great acting, acted movie out of this, but I've always liked Michael B. Jordan. And I've always liked Haley Steinfeld, but she's more of like a comedic actor. He's more of like an action star.
Yeah, he's
So
always
I,
been more action.
I didn't know what I was expecting with this. There's some heart in it. There's amazing blues. If you're into the blues at all, which I have to be as a metalhead, I have to be into the blues because
You gotta have like the blues influence.
that's where a lot of that guitar sound even started. So, fucking amazing. I can't speak enough about this movie.
Brett didn't even know it existed. Dang it!
I think I may have seen the trailer for it. I'm not sure.
The trailer could be a little deceptive if you're not knowing what you're looking at.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one scene that's in the trailer that's a little different than the movie even. So,
Yeah,
they've done a little bit of trick photography / cinematography in it. So, I haven't, but I will be. Jess and I are going to check out Until Dawn tomorrow. Go see Sinners instead of Until Dawn. Just my opinion.
Do you listen to Joe Rogan?
No, not unless he pops up on my feed
Robert
somewhere.
Rodriguez was on there yesterday, man.
oh, was he?
Yeah, he's a smart motherfucker, dude.
He's done a lot of really cool shit too.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he's got all of
has.
his kids doing shit now and all kinds of shit, man.
I've already finished my drink, so now I'm on to sodas.
I made another one. So as I was sitting here,
Oh,
I made a
I have
big
water,
one.
I have
It's about
ice, I
half
have
gone.
vodka. Yeah, I got it all right here.
look. You can see the bar way back there, so I gotta
Mhm.
go all the way back there.
Well, if
My
you got to go
bar's
back there,
there,
go
but-
back there.
All right, well then give me a minute because I can do another drink.
Go for
Do
it,
another
man.
drink.
We'll wait.
Well, we're gonna have to talk, Brett.
You can
Gonna have to talk.
you can talk about Tiff says she avoids trailers, so talk about having to avoid trailers because I do too. Try to.
I don't avoid trailers. I watch almost every
don't
trailer I
either
can find.
especially if it's a good one. Like when the Nosferatu trailer came out, it was like, ooh,
Yeah,
that's gonna be
exactly.
fucking good, you know.
Yeah. And guess what? You've lost the bet. I still didn't buy that on 4K.
You didn't?
I did not because I'm pleased with my Fandango digital copy.
Okay.
I haven't bought anything on 4K in a while.
Well, they're too fucking expensive for
Well,
one
they
thing.
are. They are. They really are. So
$40.
I know it's such a it sucks. We've talked about that before.
That's the
but-
only thing that's going to kill physical media is the price.
Well, I think the movie studios want to kill it. So, but then you got Scream Factory and all these guys that are making these great, phenomenal movies and everything. But and then they're charging that. So it
Exactly.
sucks. But if you want to support it, you still got to buy them. But it's just getting harder for me to pull the trigger on some of these things.
Oh, look at that big white pussy right there.
I see that.
That's a big white pussy.
I don't know what I don't know what was said, but Brett
I was just
really
talking
happy with
about your
himself.
big white pussy you got there.
Oh yeah, look at how cute he is.
I like it. Yeah.
Myers.
We had a white cat like that like 30 years ago, dude. We thought it was a girl for the longest time.
Till it had babies.
No, it didn't have babies. It had balls.
Oh, you thought it was a girl. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I had
thought it
that
was a
same
girl.
story.
They even
We had
named the
a-
fucking thing Sassy.
Yeah. With long-haired cats, sometimes it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
We named him Myers because he's solid white, and it just happened to be the best name ever because he is a creepy little fucker. He'll just
Is
sit in
he?
the corner and just stare at you like,
Like Michael.
Like I'm gonna eat you if you die.
yeah, like it's terrible. Let's see.
I saw your buddy in the back today, Brad, old mustache.
Oh yeah. It sucks. I gotta go cut a fucking tree up now.
Well, the whole cemetery's full of trees. You're just sad because it broke your couch.
Fuck your couch.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't really a couch. It's like a plastic
It's a
love
plastic
seat
love
sized
seat,
lawn
yeah.
chair.
But I always call it Brett's couch. And I went back there and saw that limb fell, and I'm like, oh, Brett's gonna be totally brokenhearted.
I'm sure somebody will throw another one away in the garbage and I'll find one. And
Well,
I'll
you'll
be
have
able
to find
use.
you a new one before Halloween. I don't really care when we do anything back there because now that the Easter egg hunt's over, I have nothing to do with that haunted house or the backyard until October, except go back there and mow and weed eat occasionally. So whenever that shit gets burned, it gets burned, I guess. It's in your graveyard.
It's all in there.
Yeah.
Need to get them kids over there and go pick up all the sticks
There ain't nothing
everywhere
to
else.
pick up. Everything's in your graveyard.
Oh.
Or it was tucked to the curb.
So
Every-
I'm
We might have to take some of that shit to the curb.
It's in your graveyard.
I missed the trailers portion, but it looks like Tiffany says if it's something I want to see, I avoid them. You never know how they're going to be cut, and I've had a lot of fun movies spoiled because of the trailers.
I watch every trailer.
What? I do not care about spoilers though.
Not really.
Not
It doesn't
really.
bother you.
Usually, I bet 90% of 95% of the movies I watch, I'm gonna figure it out anyway.
Yeah, I am
It's
too.
the
but
5%
it's the fun.
it don't bother me.
and plus that's fun. That's part of the fun going to the actual movie theater to
Sit
just
through
get
the
to see
12
the
trailers.
trailers. Yeah.
I don't know. The first time I saw Street Trash, I wasn't expecting a hobo's dick to get cut off and football played with it, but I was really pleasantly surprised when I saw that.
There you go. Sometimes it can surprise you.
That's funny.
No, I don't usually avoid trailers. Sometimes I wish I had maybe, but I don't. And then you get the ones where the movie's terrible and the trailer is like Academy Award winning and then the movie's shit. So
Yeah.
sometimes it can lead you down the wrong track as well. Not a horror movie, but a good example of that was the Batman and Robin movie with George Clooney. That
Oh.
trailer is phenomenal, but the movie's total shit, so
I got a special place in my heart for that one.
I think I've only seen it twice.
It's one of those ones where, like, I don't know, just because of my age when I saw it, I guess.
Probably. yeah.
That's the one with Poison Ivy, isn't it?
In Mr. Freeze or Dr.
Yeah.
Freeze or whatever his name is. Schwarzenegger.
Hearse Haunter's in the house. The
Welcome.
hearse.
Oh, that's our buddy from Atlanta.
I was gonna say down south somewhere if I remember
Yeah.
right. Uh,
Oh,
have you guys been watching Shudder at all lately?
yeah, I watch Shudder all the time.
Did you
That's
see
Brett's favorite thing.
they dropped a bunch of Fulci films on there?
I just actually watched Phenomena last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I went on a Fulci kick the last couple days and watched quite a few of them. I watched New York Ripper again. What else did I watch? I think I watched The Black Cat.
I like the Black Cat. They had a sale on Apple or whatever they call it now, the
else
Apple
did I watch?
movies or iTunes. And I think I bought a bunch of those for like $3.99 about a couple of years ago.
Really?
Black Cat was one of them.
What else did I
It
watch?
was a
Let me
weird
see.
sale, but I was like, well, this is good shit. So I bought like a bunch of them.
Oh, I watched The Beyond again.
That's a weird fucking movie.
I was going to say
Yeah.
that's weird as shit.
You know, a lot of people like they love that as their favorite Fulci movie, and it's okay. I like it. I like New York
My
Ripper
favorite.
better.
Yeah.
I like Zombie better. I like The Psychic better.
What did I watch the other day too? Maniac.
The original one.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the 2011 remake with Frodo? What's his name?
I don't know if I have or not.
Elijah Wood. That's his name.
Elijah Wood. Yeah. I have not seen it. No.
It's good.
I haven't.
It's really good.
Huh.
It's a strong remake. It would be up there and probably it's in my top 5 probably remakes of all time. Really.
Oh,
Really?
wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'll have to check that out. I should be writing this shit down.
Because you won't remember. Watch the
I
show and
won't.
take notes.
Especially now since you fuckers made me drink.
Now you're going to regret it tomorrow.
Again, no one was at your house. No one held a gun to your head. It's called willpower, Brett. Don't let peer pressure get you.
He already did.
What was that series you said?
Castle.
Castle. I
Castle.
remember. I think Lisa might have watched that.
Bro, Castle's so good. I mean, it's a TV series. It's not anything special. It's not going to blow your mind. There's not great special effects, but if you like crime dramas with some fun writing, because it's got Nathan Fillion as a writer that writes crime dramas, then it's fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
You write it down, Brett.
I wrote it down with
Can you
my
read your writing?
Sharpie. I used my Sharpie.
So you didn't make an Apple note.
That's what I have. Like my kills are in Apple Notes right now.
I've tried to convert Brett over to Apple Notes as best I can.
I use it for what we do, but
Yeah.
not just everyday shit. Like my top 5 I actually wrote down, and I don't even know if I could read my shit.
No, you never can read your writing.
Oh,
I'll just make up my top 5 as I go. I had 5 in my head earlier, but I've already forgot what they were.
oh,
I wanna-
shit.
2 of them are from from TV.
I have 2 that are one is not a person, it's a zombie, and the other one is from a TV series. So I put asterisks by them because I didn't know if I should include them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna include TV because
You
my
can
favorite
include
of all
whatever you
time is
want, man.
TV.
But I also have like 15 written down, so and I had to stop.
Maybe you'll inspire me to add some more.
Some of them are, pretty. You know what? I'm gonna take over the reins. Let's just get into it. I
Let's
want
just
to talk
do it,
about
Brett.
this. I want to talk about this. So let's
It's
just get
9
into it.
o'clock, so we're in the second hour starting out. So
Yeah.
top of the hour, we're moving to Brett's topic. If I can talk,
I want to talk about it. It's fun. It's a fun topic. I don't know why Carl's being a hater.
I'm sort of.
Hater.
I think Brett made me hate it the way he was describing it on a couple episodes back.
All
I
right, well, go
remember-
ahead, Greg. Let's start off with you then.
Well, okay, so no, I was hoping you go to somebody else because mine aren't. I don't have them in order. I just
Well,
have them
Brett,
written
it's your
down.
topic. Let's start with Brett.
All right,
There
well, I'm
you
going to
go.
start off. My number 5 is from The Exorcist 3,
That's cool.
the shear scene.
Okay.
I like how I was
That is
doing them doing the motion before you even got
Yes,
to
I
it.
see
Yeah.
that. That is awesome.
More
You don't actually see anybody get killed though, but you know what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
one of the best jump scares ever
Yeah,
in the movie is when he pops across the screen with the fucking shears in the hallway, and it's just like so good.
yeah.
So
That
good.
movie
Just
is
the
so
whole
great.
lead up to that scene is just creepy as fuck.
That's a good one.
The way they shot that scene.
Ah, fuck. I don't know where do I go? All right.
So
I'll go to one just to give Carl a chance to think a little bit more. I'll go to one
I
that is.
got 'em.
You want to go first then? You want us to go second? Go second.
Okay, I'm gonna give an example of when I think of again, there's certain special effects that are good, and there's some that are just there. Jason and Michael killing people, I don't find interesting. But here's an example of something that I still to this day think is absolutely just mind blowing, and that would be Phantasm, the original. When the silver sphere hits the gardener, whatever he was, and chops, hole in his head and the blood goes everywhere. And then he falls to the ground, then he pees himself. And they got in trouble for that. To me, I did not expect that to happen. And when I saw it, it was like, wow, this is just shocking as shit. It actually made an impact because I'm like, with these little silver things flying around and they dig into somebody's skull, this is just freaking it really was. And again, Phantasm was like the first real horror movie I saw, but I still think of that all the time. Like, it's just creepy as shit, and it was shocking.
And it had that great bright red crayon blood
Yes.
squirting out
Yeah.
of it. It was really good.
So that is what I think of when a kill scene is just something that shocks me or makes me feel legitimately uncomfortable or just even sometimes sad. We'll get to that as we go through this list, I guess. So,
Chat,
Greg,
I need chat to put theirs in the chat as well. I don't want to be alone here. So, all right. So, fuck. I don't have a top five. I'm just gonna pick one.
we don't have
all right,
to do. Yeah,
Raul,
Okay.
coming unprepared.
No, if I am I prepared?
you got the fucking whole list, yeah, Brett.
All right. So, I'm gonna go with all right, my number five. We're gonna go with a lesser liked Lucio Fulci film. Or is it Argento? Might be Argento. I think it's Argento. It is Argento. Opera. Okay.
Okay.
There is a scene in Opera where the opera agent's the opera's person's singer's agent is looking through a peephole, and she catches a bullet through the eyeball from the peephole. So it shoots through the peephole into the eyeball, out the back of the head, and shoots the phone in the background. And just that whole, so very Argento-esque, the way that
That
it's
would
shot.
be, yeah.
And it's absolutely gorgeous. And you know it's happening because you see the barrel of the gun come up to the peephole, but at the same time you don't expect the damage that's gonna like pop out of it. And like they used an actual squib on the back of the stunt person's head to blow up. And if that squib would have shot wrong, then that would have killed the stunt person and all this. It was just I really enjoy that kill. And I like what it does for the story because obviously it shoots the phone. She can't call for help. It just really it's unexpected but expected and a lot of fun. So
That's a good
Opera
pick.
People,
Okay.
my number five.
All right. We back to me now.
Yep.
All right. I know you're gonna give me shit for this, but Halloween 1978.
Oh, here we go.
Bob. Bob getting stuck to the fucking wall.
Oh, I
Dude,
wouldn't
that
even-
just sticks with me to this day, dude.
well, again, it goes back to Phantasm and me. It just
Just
had
the
it
way
not
Michael,
been.
just the whole lighting of that scene.
Well, maybe the way when Michael turns his
Yeah,
head,
when he
looks at
turned
him,
his
I
head and
can
looks
see
at
that
him.
part.
That
I
that
could-
whole
It's like Michael is just examining his work, so I can
yep,
see that.
exactly. Yeah. So
I kind of imagine him as a little kid, like he never grew up and he's a child in a monster's body and like he sees that and he's just like Look what I did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
look at that.
Oh, me
So
damned.
from that aspect, I agree with that.
So
I don't know
yeah,
about the kill itself, but the aftermath is what I would say.
yeah,
Just Michael, the
just
way
that whole scene, man, was
I
very
you're not
cool.
wrong there.
What- So yeah, that's my number 4, Bob.
Are we
I
back
like
to
it.
me?
I dig it. I dig the Bob kill.
Well, I don't have any numbers here. I'm just making stuff shit as I go.
All
And
right.
for this, one of the things that I think is still one of the more shocking things, it comes from a Dracula movie, so y'all can give me hell for that. It's Dracula Prince of Darkness, which was 1966, I believe, Hammer film. Um, this one, Dracula, well, actually, there he is on the wall right there. I think that's actually from the movie. Um, he's dead, dead, dead. And Clove, I think, is his assistant, and somehow drags these four people to the castle. I think they're married, the couples, and he somehow gets one of the men down to Dracula's coffin where he's just ash. And this dude like hangs this guy upside down and cuts his throat. And the blood, again, it's that 1960s blood, just starts spewing all over the place and eventually resurrects Dracula. But it's just a disturbing ass scene to me. I'm like, this is what it should be about. If you're going to bring Dracula back from the dead, almost crucified, dude, cut his throat. And yeah, it's disturbing almost, but it should be how Dracula is brought back to life. And then to make it worse, after he kills the guy, they coerce the bride down there, and Dracula, that's his first victim after he comes back from the dead. So that scene sticks with me as from back even in the 60s, it just seems a little intense and a little almost taboo the way it was just it's graphic.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think I mean I wasn't shocked when you said the word Dracula because
Yeah.
I kind of saw that coming.
Well, of
But
course, I am Count Karabi here.
but that's fine. No, and I'm a huge fan of Hammer horror anyway. So anytime you can add one of those,
That was probably when they were really moving from the gothic to the more gore, and I think Prince of Darkness that's one of my favorite Dracula movies there is anyway. But I think that scene is just intense.
is that the movie that had the classic shot of
With the red
Christopher
eyes,
Lee with the
Christopher Lee with
bloodshot
the red
eyes.
eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one where he basically is mute. He doesn't talk in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he just kind of turns. I think he's on stairs or something, and he turns and
Yeah.
the red eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have that poster right over there, actually. I
Yeah.
should move the camera over there and take a picture of it, but I'm too lazy.
it's a good one. Let's see. In the chat, we have Fulci Zombie with the eyeball wood splinter scene. Thanks, Tiffany. That was one of mine that I was going to say, so I'm going to have to move that down.
I'm still listening.
The
I'm going to
list-
put Halloween outside. She's going crazy.
All right.
Hearst Honor says Final Destination 2 with the falling plate of glass.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one. Also in Final Destination 2 that has caused an entire litany of millennials to have anxiety to drive behind a truck with logs on it.
Yeah, that was that fucking scene was a mind fuck. There was just so much going on in that scene.
To this day, I will not drive behind a log truck.
Dude,
Nobody
I'd
will.
get behind him all the time and take a picture of it. Like,
I think the entire Final Destination series ought to be included just for, I mean, the whole series is freaking,
yeah,
There's some great ones in there.
there are,
man.
yeah. That actually would be probably the next one for me would be a Final Destination. So
And I was also gonna say all of Saul.
the Saw movies
all,
that was another one I was going to, yeah. So we're thinking the same way there.
all of
It's
Saul.
just too shocking. Some of that shit in Saw is just freaking, it's just disturbing shit,
The Great Gazoo had a question. Do you think the tall man was an alien or a demon?
I think he was an alien.
I think so too. Yeah,
I think
from
he was,
from another dimension.
From a dimensional creature.
Yeah.
I think he was a figment of their imagination.
Well, that's what Reggie thought in the first movie.
So,
So you
sticking
never know.
sticking with it.
I can't argue with you there.
We see Tiff says the Final Destination films and Saw films are great. We couldn't agree more. Hearst Hunter says once a week I have to make deliveries to a sawmill, so I'm on miles off back road behind log trucks. Yeah, fuck that. Somebody
Yeah.
else is making that delivery. I'm not going there.
I get behind all kinds of trucks like that hauling pipe, PVC pipe.
Yeah, that shit's scary too.
Yeah, I know. It's like PVC will fuck you up.
The ice off of the fucking 18 wheelers because they
Dude,
don't
that,
clean
that
the
every
ice
year
off.
I get
Oh
hit
my
by that
God.
shit, dude. Every year.
All right,
I think it's your turn. So
it's my turn. So,
you got a big list. So even if they stole a few of them, you got more to pick
well,
from.
I'm moving on to two words, and if you know what movie these two words are from, I applaud you. It is my cell phone case. I love this movie, and it is just Jesus wept.
Brett.
Jesus wept. You ain't saying nothing about it.
That's it. That's all I gotta say is Jesus wept. If you know, you know, and if you
Apparently, we
don't know,
don't know.
if you don't know,
Oh, Hellraiser.
Okay.
Frank.
Which scene out of it?
Oh, it's the very last scene, Frank's death.
Okay.
She's chained up with all of the Cenobite chains, and he's laughing because of the pain and the torment. And he says, Jesus wept, and then he blows up.
Okay.
So Hearst Honor knew. Hearst Honor said Hellraiser.
I don't
Uh
think I got that from it. Yeah.
Oh, it's such a fun scene. There's so many fun scenes in that one and in Hellraiser 2 when you get to, I'm in hell, all that kind of stuff, and the guy taking the hammer to the back of the head and going, "Did you just hit me with a hammer?" There's so much fun stuff, and I'm a huge Hellraiser fan.
I lost my Hellraiser card because I moved Pinhead to the garage, so I lost my
Oh,
membership.
shame on you.
I don't have any more room in here.
Oh, find room for Pinhead. Come on, man.
he's
He's
been
happy
around
in the garage.
forever.
Yeah. He lives in the garage with
Oh,
with all the other good people that are not in the house.
please, no tears.
I thought Brett was about to puke finally.
No, I'm not. No. My
He
belly
just
settled down a little
he
bit.
turned his head. I thought, oh, we're gonna get the
I
puking
was
finally.
coughing. I didn't want to cough in the microphone.
Well,
All
that's
right, are we
nice.
on me now?
Don't you
Yeah.
have your spit thing there? You'd be okay.
No, if I puke, I'm puking on the floor, brother. I don't got a bucket.
Funny story, my entire soccer team of 6, 7, and 8-year-olds is sick with the fucking stomach virus.
Oh
That is going
no.
around here too.
Puking at soccer practice last night, including my son at 12:30 in the morning, waking me up, throwing up.
Oh no. That's
Yeah,
off.
it was awesome.
All right, my number 3 from Dawn of the Dead, 1978, the original. The biker fucking getting pulled off the bike, which was Tom Savini,
That was Savini. You're right.
gets pulled off the motorcycle and they fucking just dig his fucking guts out. Fucking, they just swarm him.
The good
And
one.
that left an impression too, seeing that, because I was young when I seen that too.
You're doing good, Brett. You're doing a lot better with this list than I was going to think you did. I'm proud of you.
It's such a condescending compliment.
Yeah.
Thanks, Carl.
I thought it was all going to be your Michael Myers kills. I was going to throw out your Michael Myers getting put into a meat grinder or
shredder.
whatever. Yeah. Is that your number one kill of all time?
Fuck, that was the dumbest fucking kill ever.
Congratulations, Brett. You're not a piece of shit.
Congratulations.
That episode, the way he said that, the movie wasn't even that good. What's your favorite kill from the movie? I'm like, none of them. He's like, oh, well, what about blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, yeah, I wasn't impressed. So that's what gave me the bad vibe on this topic.
Okay.
I don't even remember what movie it was. Something we did in the last month or so.
Okay.
We've done a lot of shitty movies in the last few months, actually.
I mean, you guys covered what, The Vampire's Lover or some shit like that?
Yeah.
The Vampire Lovers, yeah.
Come on. If you're gonna do a vampire lesbian film, at least do Vampiros Lesbos.
I wouldn't he wanted to do I think the Twins of Evil, and I wouldn't let him because I said, well, that's part 2 of of the series, so that's my fault.
Which, speaking of, Carl, did you watch The Thing again?
The Carpenter?
Yes.
No.
Fucking watch it. What is wrong with you?
I don't think I like it.
Oh my God. The practical effects alone make that movie an 8 out of 10, even
Maybe
if
it
you don't
just,
like the story.
I don't know. I'll have to rewatch it, but I don't think I like it.
Holy shit. I was listening to that the other day.
Yeah,
I happened to pop you guys on and
I don't think I
I
like it.
immediately got pissed off at you. And I was
I
like,
love it when you get mad at me for hating on stuff.
I'm like, I'm gonna fucking fight Carl on
How
He
Saturday
many
hates
so
times?
John
fast.
Carpenter too
Here's
now.
here's
I
the
found out.
question. How many times do I actually make up shit and lie about it just to get a reaction on the air though? See, now you
Oh,
got you thinking.
oh, you better be
It's
talking
good
about
radio, even though we're not on the radio anymore. You know,
I,
I don't like this movie. Then we watch it and I talk about what a genius movie it is.
If Raul was on right now, that's his favorite movie of all time is The Thing 1982. So if he would come down to fucking Texas and
Go
fight you,
for it. I'll fight.
his little 5'4" fucking ass.
Well, I think it's back to me, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out another one. All these slasher movies, like I said, I ain't impressed with any of the kills most of the time. The entire Chainsaw series, nah. But one time I was, and that's Chainsaw 2. And that's the beginning where those two geeky idiots are on the phone with um and they're
with, le
driving
with legs.
yeah, whatever her name is. And they managed to run Leatherface and Chop Top off the road, so they come back that night and Tom Savini's graphics or special effects at work here chops this dude's head smooth off and the blood just I mean that actually scared me. I literally like this, how in the fuck did they do that? So that scene scared me when I saw the movie.
I
And
have
it really affected me. I'm like, oh, this is just because of course this movie was, you know, in season. It was before it was it just unrated. No one under
Yeah.
18 is allowed in this movie because it's too graphic. And when I saw that, I'm like, this is graphic. I think they just really chopped somebody's head off in this damn movie. I think we're going traces of death here because it looks so fucking real. So that disturbed me. That
That's
was
funny.
disturbing.
That movie has such a special place in my heart
Mine
because
too.
it's what introduced me to Bill Moseley,
Yeah.
and
Right? Yeah.
I will always love that movie because
Dog
of
will
that.
hunt.
That is in my top 10 horror movies. Chainsaw 2.
Lick
Evil
my
Dead
plate,
2.
you dog dick.
I love it. I love it. It's just, and again, I don't want to take anything away from the original Chainsaw movie, but it's a bore compared to Chainsaw 2.
I will say the original Chainsaw movie may come up.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. It may
Well,
come
I
up.
had one from that, but I thought I would go with Chainsaw 2 because that one literally did disturb me. It actually affected me like this is freaking creepy. And I don't usually say that. Now, granted, I don't know that I even watched the first Chainsaw for years and years and years after it came out. So I may have seen Chainsaw 2 first. I don't remember.
I am not as high on TCM as a lot of my friends
Yeah.
in what we do are, as far a lot of people that haven't even seen horror movies. If you say Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they immediately know the movie. They know.
Yeah.
I will say some of the shots.
Filmmaking of it was what was genius to me.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Some of the shots are absolutely
Well,
gorgeous.
there's no gore in the movie, really.
No, there's really
Maybe
not.
when Hitchhiker stabs himself, but it's not a gory movie.
Yeah, you think you see blood when he puts her on the hook, but you don't.
You don't.
You know what I mean? So there's a
But
lot
I
of
do
stuff.
respect. It's sort of like Blair Witch. It's just the movie making was just absolutely genius.
Yeah, that shot, the dolly shot that they have, they created a dolly out of like an actual like creeper. You know what you use on a car when you
Yeah.
Yeah.
slide under a car. They use that to get underneath the porch swing or the rope swing on the tree and follow her into the house. And that beautiful shot of her ass just jiggling the whole way.
Mhm.
It's and one of my friends, Doug Hawley, shout out to him. He mirrored that shot in one of the movies that he's got coming out soon. He showed a little trailer of it, and I immediately said, I texted him and said, TCM dolly shot, and he said, haha, you're good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fucking homage to the core. I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, stuff like that just gets me. But TCM too, man, that's a good pick.
It's
Real good
one
pick.
of my favorite damn movies, and it's great. I still love it.
Greg just wants fish hooks in his butt. Hey, Your suffering will be legendary even in hell. Yes, I agree, Gazoo, but I don't know if I want fish hooks in my butt.
I don't
Other,
know.
maybe other things in my butt. Call me later.
Oh,
Call me later, bud.
all right. What's your
Oh,
number
that's
three
right.
there,
We're
Were you at
back to me.
3?
Greg?
All right. So, oh man, there's so many good ones. What do I want to go with? Let's see. I think I have to go with this one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to because it changed the game for me because it was such a weird movie and everything about it just speaks. If you think of me, you think that of me liking these weird movies. And
That's what I think of, honestly, is some just obscure movie. That is
Yeah.
honestly what I think.
I don't think it's super obscure, but it is Peter Jackson's first foray
Oh,
in
I
the
know what. Yeah, I
filmmaking,
know exactly where you're going.
and
Oh,
it's bad taste, and it's
Yeah,
we're just gonna call it the down through the top. It's when Derek goes down through the top of the alien with a chainsaw.
right.
So
okay.
there was something about like everything about that movie just changed my life. Like I watched this movie and was just like, this is me. Like this is my personality. I love how quirky it is. I love how gory it is. I love how stupid it is. I love the fact that the character's hair changed fucking styles throughout it because it took 5 years to make. I love everything about this fucking film.
That does seem to fit your category.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
me. Like if
Yeah,
you
it
can think
is.
of
It
me,
is.
it is
There's no
me.
doubt.
I wouldn't have expected anything less, Greg.
Yeah,
Right.
it was between this and a basket case kill from the part two. So it's got to be this one though. It's got to be basket case, and it's got to be Derek going down, just fucking down his gullet, down through his butt. There's everything about it so good. It's just it's so good. The when he runs out with the chainsaw and there's a cutout of like a Looney Tunes cutout of him with the chainsaw. Like what can't you like about this film? Oh, so good. So
Brett,
good.
back to you. I think you're at 2, are you not?
We're at number two. Okay. Saw 3D.
The whole movie?
No.
I was gonna say the whole movie could probably. It's
Well, my
disturbing.
yeah, but the reverse bear trap fucking scene, that's just fucked up, dude. Just him going through trying to get out of the goddamn thing the whole time and nope.
Saw has so many good ones that it was
And they
hard to
are
put one on a
disturbing as
list.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that left an impact on
Although
me.
I gotta be honest though, I didn't expect to hear a Saw one from you.
I didn't
Okay.
either.
So
I would expect it more from me, honestly.
yeah.
I feel like the Saw movies are more me than Brett.
But that is a good one. The ones I was thinking about from Saw, they weren't even kills. Because the first one was Shawnee Smith with the reverse bear trap I thought of.
Right? Yeah, she didn't
Okay.
die.
But she doesn't die.
She doesn't
And
die.
then
He got
Shawnee
out of it,
Smith
yeah.
and another time Shawnee Smith falls into the hypodermic trap.
Yeah,
Isn't
that
that creepy?
that was a second close run up to that one.
But she doesn't die in that one
Yeah, I
either.
Doesn't
know.
die in
I
that.
know.
So I
But
pulled
those are
both of those
probably two
out.
of the more disturbing ones from the Saws.
Exactly.
For me, that hypodermic needle one, and I'm not afraid of needles in any way, but that is the one scene in the Saw movies that makes me like
Cringe. Yeah.
Yep,
I'm not a fan
exactly.
of it.
Just hearing
So,
them all, they're glass syringes too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just hearing them break and shit. It's like she's getting poked by needles and glass at the same time. It's like,
because I was going through it and I was looking at it. I'm like, man, but Shawnee doesn't die in those either one of those because and of course that first one with the bear trap is so iconic. So I was happy to see them bring that back in part three. There's a lot that Saw films have a lot anyway, and you can debate whether or not they get worse or better as they go on. In some cases, I feel like they get better, especially when you get to Saw X.
Yeah,
Um,
they go from good to bad to okay to good to semi okay to bad. They just go, it's like a roller coaster with the Saws in my
yeah,
book.
the laser caller was one that I often think about because of just the high powered lasers and what it does. You know how they cut so cleanly and stuff like that was pretty cool, but I couldn't
Well, for
come up with one
me,
from Saw.
when they actually killed Jigsaw off, it was shocking to me. I'm like, they really killed him? Well, what's going to happen to the franchise, you know? And it
The
didn't hurt anything. It kept going.
They've killed Michael and Jason 17 times. It's fine. It'll keep going.
Well, he actually stays dead though, Jigsaw.
That's true.
Physically,
Physically.
he just has yeah.
Prequels still make money, apparently.
Yeah. Well, apparently not. They've canceled them now. Lionsgate closed the door on Saw for good, apparently.
So are they canceling 11
Yeah.
then?
It's
So
canceled.
They did cancel 11.
Yeah.
No shit.
They said they're not putting the money in it and it's over.
That's news to me. I didn't know that.
That just
Huh.
hit like within the last few weeks.
Huh.
Because I guess it was supposed to come out. It was on the schedule for this year and it never got filmed. So Lionsgate closed the door. No
Well,
more
that sorta
Jigsaws.
sucks.
Well, I think he's actually pretty sick in real life too. That might have something to do with it.
Yeah, because he used to do a bunch of cons and
He
stuff.
hasn't done the cons in a while.
I don't want to see a Saw movie without him.
No.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Nightmare. Like nothing against what's his face that played Rorschach or whatever.
That movie.
But
Jackie Earl Haley.
there you go,
Yeah.
Jackie Earl Haley.
I
Nothing
mean,
He
against him.
didn't play Horseshack.
Yeah,
not-
he did.
He played Rorschach, not Horseshack.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck's a Horseshack, Brett?
Fucking
Like some Welcome Back Cotter
Welcome
shit.
Back, Cotter.
We're talking about
Talk about the Watchmen,
God.
Rorschach.
Okay.
Brett. Don't know anything about comic books. We know
No, I
that.
don't.
He wasn't Horseshack. That was the guy.
Horseshack.
That was the guy from Children
Oh,
of
the
the
What the
Corn.
fuck are you
It's
talking
Horseshack.
about?
Yeah, it's Horseshack.
Oh, fuck.
No, that movie was terrible. It never had a chance to succeed.
But nothing against him, but we see Robert Englund as Freddy.
You can't replace
That's
him.
the one thing about it that's so hard. And they tried in part two. They filmed part of part two without Robert Englund, if you remember that. And they realized that it's not a guy in a mask. It is a character.
It is, yeah.
So they had to go back and they had to reshoot it with Robert because he was Freddy. I mean, everything about it. So, or was it part three? I think it was part two.
It was
Pretty
part two. Part two, me and Brett just find that movie just doesn't really fit the movies.
I love it as a one-off.
It's a one-off. It doesn't not really belong in the series.
I find it. I like to go 1, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and then with the 2 and New Nightmare, I like to have them as one-offs.
You know, I could see that. It fits better as not being a sequel at all.
But at the same time, I do think 2 is better than people say it is. It has some great kills. It has some of the best special effects that they've come out with a Nightmare on Elm Street. The transformation.
Well, it's a little bit more serious than some of the others too.
It's super serious.
Yeah.
It's super gay in a good way, in a strong
Yeah,
way.
we actually mentioned that once, I think, when we were talking about Fright Night, some of the movies, you know, that are sort of have a gay element to them, but done in a positive way almost.
Right.
Yeah.
I love part 2. I really do. I always have, and I always will. I don't know.
I'm sure as a kid, I had no idea what the hell was going on. In the movie.
I had no idea either.
Yeah.
I saw Freddy coming out of the dude, never thought of him coming out
Right. Yeah.
of the dude. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
But I like now as a 42-year-old man that's
Yeah.
more versed in this shit, I know.
Yeah. But
But-
as a teenager, I'm like, what is this? The hell? You know, they're in a shower and yeah, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, but the fact that that scene alone with what they did with Robert coming out of Robert Patton or Mike Patton, and the way the whole body falls off and Robert stands up and just looks so mean, I was like, oh yes, bravo, great special effects.
There
All
we
right,
go.
Carl, you're number 2.
Well, should I do my honorable mentions that I have to mention?
No,
have
you're
3
doing
of
your
them.
number 2.
Well, that's my number 2. I got 3 mentions.
Just do it.
Okay.
Bill Van Vagel's not here. Ties are okay.
Right there. Frankenstein. When the girl dies.
Oh,
Good one.
1930, that happens. I can't believe they didn't ban the thing.
yeah, no shit, for sure.
Well, didn't they cut the scene of the father carrying her,
They
right?
did, I believe, and it's back
Yeah.
in what we got now.
Yeah.
How can you not be more disturbing than that? You know, especially in the 30s.
Yeah.
Again, this may be just, I have to mention it. The shower scene in Psycho.
Okay.
That changed the fucking world, man.
Was an
Yeah.
honorable mention. Also, the
It is
first
an
movie
honorable
to
mention. Yeah, that's like I said, I got 3 of them. And the third would be when Damien is thrown out the window and go down the stairs. That's just it changed the world too.
Yeah,
And it was disturbing and it was sad. That one made me sad. They're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, they actually killed him, you know? It
I,
didn't see it coming.
I was gonna bring up Bert's kill in The Exorcist
Yeah.
because of his head turning backwards and stuff like that.
Right.
But
Yeah, but I
but
think Damien going down the stairs is it's still when I watch that, it still gets to me a bit.
that's a good pick. All three of those solid.
Those are all honorable mentions that I have to that will probably be on most people's list, maybe, but and yeah, those just have to be mentioned if you're going to talk about.
I was definitely gonna bring up the shower scene.
Yeah, it has to be.
just-
That changed the entire genre.
Yeah, historical relevance. That
It is, as is the girl dying in Frankenstein. It's just
yeah,
without that, we wouldn't have got where we are today, probably.
absolutely.
Exactly.
So
All right.
see, I'm doing a good job on this.
You
Yeah,
are.
just picking them out of your ass.
I mean, like I said, you never know when I'm making up shit just to get ratings and when I'm really mad about something. We know I don't like that Blood for Dracula movie. That's legit.
I don't know why you have a hard on
fuck
for
that
Andy
movie.
Warhol. Did you watch the
It
Frank?
ain't really Andy
No,
Warhol.
he
it's
hasn't
just that
watched the Frankenstein.
I might
But-
like the Frankenstein.
That was the next question. Did
I
you watch
might
the
like the
Frankenstein?
Frankenstein.
You won't.
I won't.
No, you won't.
I don't think it's Andy Warhol per se. It's just the
A lot of it has to do with Warhol. Let's be honest. Like he wasn't a director.
Yeah, that's
He
probably
should have never stood behind a camera.
okay. Number 2 for you.
Let's go to the chat here. We got whether you like them or not, those Saw kills are always interesting. I would go
They are.
see them to see which kills they came up with next. That was Tiffany. She also says the Collector Collection with Josh Stewart has some great kills. You're not wrong there either.
Oh, the collector, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
And I think they're supposed to have a new collector or collection style movie coming out based off of that. They've been threatening it, or I don't say threatening. I guess they've been promising it for years and years and years, and I guess it finally has a green light. So we should see that in 2026. So that would be awesome. All right, so we're back to me.
Number 2.
I don't know if this is. I don't know where you guys stand on this movie. I really don't. So,
Wait
but
till you get to my number 1. Y'all really gonna look at me.
we're gonna go with this one and see what happens. I love this movie. I think it's beautifully shot. I love the director. I love everything that he's done so far. And I'm excited to see where he goes next. And that is the Blood Eagle in Midsommar.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
The Blood Eagle, and the fact that they actually do it correctly and they actually have the lungs still breathing
Mm-hmm.
when she goes into the shack. And the fact that it's Will Portier that is the character that gets the Blood Eagle just kind of is like the icing on the cake for me. I really, 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 really like that kill. I'm a Viking at heart. I usually wear an Amon Amarth hat. I think today I'm wearing my I love metal or I worship metal hat. But I love Amon Amarth. I love Viking metal.
You got a rowing machine?
I would love to have a rowing machine, so that when I get in the pit and we do the row, I'm in tune and in line with them. So when I see someone perform a Blood Eagle correctly, it just gives me the tingles inside. And they do a great version of one in the Northman, and I was back and forth between the Northman and Midsommar, and trying to figure out which one I like better. I really like the dismemberment and the way that they use the body parts in the Northman. Which wasn't a Blood Eagle. It was a different pagan ritual, actually, that they turned into a Norse ritual. But I really like the fact that Ari Aster made the Midsommar Blood Eagle true to historics with the fact that they broke the ribs out, pulled the lungs out. The lungs are still breathing. He's suffering the whole time. It was beautiful. Beautiful shot.
Okay, cool. All right. I guess
Bubba.
guess it's my number 1. And I'm going with Cronenberg.
Oh, geez. Is it? I know what it is.
You know what it is.
I know what it is, and you're right. That is fucked up.
It may be on my
Scanner.
list as well.
That was
Tanner's
fucked
the
up.
head blowing scene, the opening scene.
That was actually going to be my number one at one point.
I wrote it down as 4 on my list, but it was going to be up there as my number 1 as well.
When we
But so-
rewatched-
Dude,
watch that-
you just seen nothing like that at the time, man.
Yeah,
when
when we
that-
rewatched that, was it earlier in the year?
yeah, we
I'm
reviewed
like,
it. Yeah.
what? Yeah, I'm like, that made the whole movie, honestly.
oh, it's such a that Michael Ironside's face in that
And
scene is
unexpected as shit.
Oh, it's we're
Yeah,
gonna
I
do
can only imagine seeing that when the movie came out.
Oh
Oh.
man, it was awesome.
Didn't
It
you
was
say
like,
they put that
what
in the
the
trailer? They're
fuck?
going back to trailers fucking up things.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, could you imagine seeing that in the trailer? Like,
In a movie theater, going to see like whatever in 1970, whatever it was.
well, I'm fucked for the whole movie now because I can't see anything else other than that guy's face explode and the eyeballs go popping out. Have you seen someone has taken it like shot for shot, like the actual frames. It's frame by frame. Have you seen that?
No.
You can
Oh,
actually
the head blowing up.
yeah, you can actually find it on the internet. It's a frame by frame where it's like done as pictures. And you can
Okay.
see what it looks like in 24 frames per second or 48 or 32 frames per second, whatever they shot it in. I think it was 24. And so you can actually see it. And the way that the face distorts, because they shot it with a shotgun
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
from
that.
behind. And the way the face distorts in each of those frames is like, yeah, it's so good.
Good
good,
pick,
good.
Brett.
Good
So
pick,
yeah,
Brett.
that's my number one. But I do have a runner up.
Okay, good.
I'm gonna go with my runner up.
It's got to be a Michael.
No, it's
Dude.
it's from Jaws.
Okay,
Quint getting bit in half.
It's a good one.
good honorable mention.
Again, seen that when it first came out.
That's a real good one. And I'm about to get the Jaws book. We have a book going around the Land of the Creeps fans.
Oh, the novel, the Peter Benchley novel.
Yeah, we are sending the book around. We all read it and then sign it and send it on to the next person with a little gift.
that's
Oh, that's
cool.
cool as shit.
So it's about to come to me from Victoria, and I can't wait. Victoria, I can't wait to see it
Cool.
and read it, of course, because I've never read it.
All right. All right,
Tiff-
Carl.
Hold on. Tiff says that the collection series is back on. She says it was on and off for a while, but it is back on.
Oh, cool.
Good to know.
I like them movies.
Okay, I'm gonna make everybody mad, but this is probably there's only been one scene in anything that ever almost made me just want to bust out to cry, and as it's a vampire show, and it is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which you know is
For fuck's sake. Let me guess. Paul Rubens getting stabbed.
Paul Rubens getting stabbed was it? No,
Was
I'm
it
talking.
really?
No, fuck that. I'm talking the TV show. So let me give you when this Buffy TV show came out, they had a billboard in downtown Fort Worth, and I'm like, who in the fuck decided to make that stupid movie into a TV show? I'm like, that's got to be the dumbest shit I've ever heard of in my life. Well, at some point, I started watching something, and I'm like, what is this? Well, it turned out it was Buffy, the TV show, and I'm like, this is actually interesting. I think it was season 2. And you know, the angel character turned bad in it and turned into a real asshole. And at the end of that season, he got redeemed and she had to kill him. And that was just the saddest thing I ever saw because I thought they legitimately killed the character off. And I'm like, how fucked up is that? He turns good and she has to kill him. And I just think that was just a cool death because it just had an emotional impact. And that's when I decided that season 2 of Buffy was one of the greatest TV shows ever made. It was good.
That's
I
fair.
have to admit, I have been rewatching them episodes.
The series was absolutely phenomenal for the time. It was before its time. It broke all kinds of ground. And the Paul Rubin whatever movie needs to be burned and destroyed. Actually, I just saw something on him. They're doing a documentary on him on I think it's either Showtime or Max or something. And
I
that
think
was,
it's Max. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will watch that.
I will
have
watch it
for
too.
sure, so.
but no, that one when they killed Angel off, I'm like, I can't believe that they just did this. And
That's fun.
honestly, you know, I know that you got like the whole who shot JR crap and all the, you know, the cliffhangers, but I think that influenced everything because, years later you had Lost killing off main characters and of course Game of Thrones, then The Walking Dead, and that almost one of the baseball bat Negan thing almost made my list
I
because
was not.
that disturbed the shit out of me because I'm like, okay, we got like the 5 top characters and they just killed 2 of them.
Yeah.
So
The baseball bat to Glenn was going to be one of
that
my
was
honorable
fucking
mentions.
yeah, that would be my number 2 or honorable mention from
Yeah.
a TV show. But when they
Okay.
killed Angel, I don't know if when Josh Whedon made that he actually intended on killing the character off and they got a lot of feedback or what, but that was really intense to me. That's where a kill actually meant something. It wasn't just some random, monster killing somebody or Frankenstein choking somebody or a vampire. It was intense.
As
So
we
that's my emotional side coming out there, I guess.
as we transition into Greg's number one, which is a monster killing somebody. Big shocker.
There's a lot of monsters that need to kill people. I don't know why, but Freddy Krueger is just sitting right here on my
Why
desk.
is he? Why ain't he up in his spot?
He fell, and I was scared to put him back because I think his leg's a little wonky. I'm gonna have to fix him.
Wonky legs.
Wonky leg Freddy. So that leads into number 1, which will probably be the best one of the night.
Okay, Greg,
all
here
of
you
us.
go.
You're gonna have to beat us up.
I don't think that that's the case, but I will say that mine is probably one of the most graphic. Even though it's not as graphic as the other 2 films later on will make their kills. This is in the first Terrifier and it's Terra Split.
Oh, that was gonna be my number 1 too.
Yeah,
I was torn between the 2.
My wife, as soon as I told her that I was making a list, she said, let me guess, you're gonna have the vagina split. I said, yes, I'm gonna have the vagina split.
I
It's
was
just-
torn between the 2, dude.
I having watched as many 80s graphic movies as I have, and I'm a huge fan of Faces of Death and Traces of Death and all of the
I was gonna
Troma
say,
films.
would the traces of death where that senator guy shot himself count? Because I
Yeah.
almost put that on the list.
Yeah, well, see, to me, I purposely took off anything that was real,
Mm-hmm.
and like anything that was on the news broadcasts or
But
stuff
that had to have been
from
one of the
there.
most disturbing things as a kid to see. That dude,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
boom, like what the fuck? We didn't have anything
Live
like.
on TV.
Yeah. So maybe that should be on the list.
And one of the things I saw, my uncle burned this for me, and I still am angry at him for it, but I still love him for it at the same time because I got to see it, even though I didn't want to see it. But was one of the beheadings that the Al Qaeda did back during the
Oh,
war.
yeah.
Oh, that Alec
Yeah.
Berg guy.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that's
that
bad,
was
dude.
terrible to watch, and the sound that it makes and stuff like that.
The gurgling and shit.
It
Yes.
just shows the difference between horror movies and real life.
And so I purposely made an effort to make this as movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my list. So, but the Terrifier split, there's a lot that's really fun in that first movie, and the second movie takes it even farther with the scene in the bedroom, and the third movie takes it even farther with the scene in the shower.
I almost
So-
thought about putting where he let the bomb off when he was playing Santa Claus and killed all the kids.
Yeah,
But-
so
I find the Terrifier movies more amusing for me. I enjoy watching
Yeah.
those kills.
Yeah.
part of my problem is that I find all of this funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's why the things I picked, there was some emotional connection, whether as a kid watching the Sphere, and this guy pissed himself, or,
right.
the raw emotion of a stupid TV show based on a terrible movie, actually taking a really, dark turn. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Tiffany, they did do that in a Hatchet movie. The reason why I didn't include any of the Hatchet kills is because Adam Green purposely made those more campy,
Yeah.
and the Terrifier movie was more gritty.
Yeah.
That's-
The
that's-
Terrifier movies, for me, who's been watching horror since I was a kid, but, people have issues watching the Terrifier movies.
My wife watched the first Terrifier movie with me, and she would not watch the second.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your average person, they just can't watch that.
No.
And
It
she
makes us-
hates art.
You have to be really sick and demented to love that shit.
Well, I guess I'm sick and demented because I find the Art the Clown a comedian almost.
Tim, think about it. I mean, he
And everybody he kills, I just like, good, let him die. And the same thing with Freddy, Jason, and Michael. Everybody they killed deserved it.
I mean, Art is a Pagliacci style clown.
He is.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's what he is.
Yeah.
He
I
is.
mean, the fact that he doesn't make a sound is what makes it so
Yep.
comedic and scary at the same time, which is what's so great about it. I'm super proud of Damien and David and what they've
I am
done.
too.
And it's changed the game, and I'm
It
happy
has.
to see we wouldn't have not that to me. I think when evil no yeah when evil lurks. I don't think that that's a great film, but was it when evil lurks? No. Oh fuck! I just forgot the name of it. The one that follows the serial killer through the woods.
Oh, that new one that just came out.
It came out last year.
Oh, I know. I know what you're talking about. The yoga scene.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have scenes like that
Yeah.
if it wasn't for Damien Leone and Terrifier, which I'm super happy for that because it's a throwback to 80s style, super practical effects and super gore, which is awesome because we need that. I think that's where our hearts lie as horror fans. So, what the fuck
So
is that?
what? So what's some of your runner-ups there, Greg?
Well, we already talked about Scanner Explosion was on there.
It has to be.
Tiffany shouted out the zombie eye splinter. So that was another one of mine. Which is a Fulci film, which I absolutely love. It's my second favorite Fulci film behind Psychic. Psychic used to be my number two, Zombie was my number one, and that's recently flipped when I've watched the 4K more times of Psychic. Um, uh, we said TCM earlier. And
Yeah.
I said it would probably pop back up, and I'm going to pop it up as an honorable mention, and that's the hammer smashed face.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
that was unexpected. He pops out of that door, hits that dude with the hammer, and the best part about it is his legs kicking.
Yeah.
Because he's twitching you guys, I'm sure you've heard of the death rattle and stuff like that.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's what I imagine would happen if you get hit in the head that fucking hard with a hammer, meat cleaver, or meat hammer.
Rob
Um,
Zombie used that scene in his remake of Halloween with the one kid getting hit with the ball bat with the kid
Yeah.
twitching.
so I really like that. I had two that included zombies. The Dead Alive lawnmower scene, of course, another Peter Jackson scene pops up on my list. And the Walking Dead Well Walker,
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
the fat bloated Well Walker.
Oh
oh
yeah.
my God,
I
yes,
really enjoyed that scene.
There's a lot from Walking Dead that
that
could
was
be
just
brought out.
fucking gross, man.
Let's see what else is on my list. I did have an Elm Street on here. I had Tina's Kill on the Elm Street just
You know,
because
I was gonna actually put Tina's kill on there too because again, watching the movie, I thought she was the star of the show and they just killed her.
yeah.
Very psycho-like, Wes
And,
Yeah,
Craven, there you
he
go,
just passed last week too.
What?
Wasn't that what
no,
was it?
that was Lar Park Lincoln.
Yeah, Laura.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
That's
Part
Friday,
7.
Friday 7.
Yeah, the telepath girl.
Carrie versus Jason,
Yeah.
which
Exactly.
one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Still one of
remember
my
we had
favorites.
issues with that.
Um, what else did I have on here? Speaking of Wes Craven again, and with a character you thought was going to be the star, I go to the opening of Scream, the Drew
Yeah.
Barrymore kill in the opening of Scream. To me, the fact that we get two kills in that scene was also a big positive because we
Yeah.
get Steve's
Boyfriend or
kill,
whatever.
and then we get her kill in the tree with the intestines hanging out and
Yeah,
shit
just
was
the way
really
they
cool.
had her hanging there and shit.
And
Yeah.
and a heartfelt kill because she's calling for mom while she's getting stabbed and the phone in the hand and mom pulling up the driveway. Oh fuck. That one
Yeah.
gets me every time. Which also brings up another heartfelt one for me was Gage's kill in Pet Cemetery.
That is
Um,
disturbing. And
Disturbing and
it wasn't
unexpected.
expected for me when I watched it.
Yep.
And also whenever they cut over Fred Gwynn's the Achilles tendon or whatever that wasn't is that's disturbing.
Yeah, see, I love that part, but Gage getting killed was like
Yeah.
pulled my
I
heartstrings.
mean, I just have thoughts of when they cut he didn't die, but it was just again that whole movie is good.
And the last ones I have, let me see. I have the Thing autopsy scene when the stomach vagina pops open and takes the doctor's arms off. I have the. Have you guys ever seen the movie Cube from 1999?
Oh yeah, the laser room
Yeah,
hallway.
when the very opening scene of that when it cubes him into little pieces. Also, um, Ghost Ship.
Oh yeah.
The opening of that was really good, and it also has one of the highest death tolls in an
Didn't
opening
that win
scene.
a award for the most kills or something at one
Yeah,
time or
I think it
something?
was the
Probably.
most kills in an opening scene for sure. And then the last one I had was in you said Dawn of the Dead when they rip him apart. For me, the pinnacle of special effects in a zombie film is Day of the Dead when they rip the sergeant apart.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
down the hallway and he's screaming and they're pulling the blood and apparently they used really gross like the meat was sour and it smelled really bad and they had to put stuff up his nose so he didn't smell it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Romero needs to get a lot of credit for those movies because those influenced everything too.
I that was my list of what I actually had written down. Um, but let's see. We'll go into the chat. Let's see what we got. We have a kill is a kill though. I'm not sure what that was about, Tiff. Sorry. When evil lurks. There you go. Good job.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I think that's what I said. Or am I thinking of in a violent nature?
Yeah, in a violent nature.
In a
Yeah,
violent nature is what I was thinking of. When
that's
evil
it.
lurks, that's a good film.
Yeah.
I fell asleep twice for in a violent nature.
I was gonna say Brett told
Um,
me it wasn't good, so I never watched it.
it's boring until you get to the kills, and then it's a lot of fun. That's just my opinion. Watch it.
It was really long and drawn out with the story.
Gazoo says Jack Palance and Dracula, vampire woman eating a baby that was
I
pretty
remember,
disturbing
yeah, that
scene.
is good. There's
Yeah,
another
we still got to do that movie too,
we do,
Carl,
yeah.
Jack Palance's Dracula is one of my favorite Draculas, actually.
Well, that's I think next on our list.
for
Oh, really?
Dracula movies.
It
Yeah.
might be because I'm trying
Yeah.
to avoid Satanic Rites of Dracula because that's one of my favorite movies, and everybody looks at me like I'm an idiot, but I like it.
Thought we
Well,
did it already.
No, we didn't.
We
uh,
didn't? Okay.
No, we did the other one, Dracula 72. That's stupid as shit.
are you
Okay.
sure that's why they look at you like you're an idiot?
Yeah.
Just a question, just making sure.
I'm just saying I like Satanic. It's one of my guilty pleasures.
Again, I own a Blu-ray of Vampire or 4K of Vampiros Lesbos. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I am not one to talk.
I
Okay.
have it on DVD in the it's in the closet. It's not on my main rack anymore, but I do got it.
Let's see. Speaking of lasers, the one hall scene in the Resident Evil, yes, the first scene
Yeah,
in the
that.
Resident Evil, that's another good cube scene.
Yeah.
The cube is pretty wild. Gazoo says yes. Yeah, so we're caught up on chat there. Any other ones you guys have in chat? I mean, there's a lot of kills. I could talk all day for just kills,
No
but
shit. There's so
I'm
many.
disappointed in Brett not mentioning more slasher kills. That's what I thought I was gonna get.
I almost brought up another Scream one from one of the new Screams, and that's when he gets stabbed through the throat in Scream 5. Do you guys remember that one? Where
Oh,
he's in the
okay.
house
Yeah.
and they kept doing like what's behind this door? What's behind this door? And there's nothing behind the door. And then he locks the front door and he turns around and Ghostface is there and
Yeah.
stabs him through the throat. And they show the knife going slowly through the throat and then popping out the skin. Great practical effect. The way it pops through the skin and actually stretches the skin before it pops, right through the carotid, blood everywhere. Really good kill. I almost had included that one because it was not unexpected because we knew it was coming because
Yeah.
It's
we
sort
knew
of
he
like the Kevin Bacon and Friday the 13th with the arrow poking through his neck.
It's a good effect.
Now that's one movie. Do not watch that movie in 4K.
What's that?
Friday
Just
the
go too
13th.
much.
It shows too much.
Yeah.
That's I think Dave Becker's also said that he's noticed it too, but I've noticed when you watch it in 4K, you can see the transition between Kevin and the prosthetic. But to me, what's even worse is you can see the toothpicks sticking out of the
Oh
neck
no.
in on Pamela. And then you can really see Tom Savini's his like second, his assistant, that was Pamela's hands. It wasn't what's her face.
Yeah.
doing Pamela's hands. So they're really hairy knuckles.
Oh
Oh,
no, yeah.
So and you can see it like you can see it on the Blu-ray too, but it's
I
really
think I've
bad on the.
noticed that. Yeah, I knew that was there.
hairy knuckles.
Oh, they're so hairy. Like it's like I burn my hair off a lot because I grill a lot, so like I don't have a lot of hair. But if you imagine, I'm a Dago, so I have a lot of hair on me. And if you imagine what I would look like if I didn't have burned knuckles all the time, it would be me holding my hands up as Pamela Voorhees, and it's
Mhm.
just not masculine hands doing this. Just doesn't look good.
Some movies don't need to be in 4K.
They're so much better in VHS. Now, granted, I still want that Blu-ray box set that they put out of the all of the Fridays. It's like on my list of things that every time it comes up on sale, I have it in my cart, and then I don't buy it, and I regret not buying it when it's on
Yeah,
sale.
mine's actually right up here next to the Halloween box set that I don't even need anymore because I got them on 4K, but they actually look good in 4K.
The Halloweens do.
Yeah, they do. They really do.
Well, and you know what? There's not a lot of real close-ups of the kills in
There's
Halloween when you
not,
think
no.
about them, right? So a lot of those are. Oh, I almost had another Halloween kill too from the new series, believe it or not.
Brett's favorite series.
Then in
Halloween
Halloween,
Kills has all kinds of good shit in it.
and it's in Halloween Kills, and when he takes that fluorescent light bulb and breaks the bulb and then sticks
Oh
it
yeah,
through her
that
neck,
is
and the
good.
blood
Yeah.
goes down the bulb. Oh, it's so
Yeah, I
good.
have to admit that was good.
Halloween
It's so
Kills is
good.
I don't care what anybody says. I like that movie's another guilty pleasure. You can keep
Well,
the
I like
first
it
and you can
better
keep
than
the
I like
third.
it better than 2018 and then
Yes,
the
it's the
other
best of the
piece of
three.
shit.
It
Whatever
is the
was.
best of the three, and it's
Yeah,
because it's more of an action film, really.
it is.
I can imagine.
Michael's just fucking pissed in that one. He's just slaughtering people at that point.
Yeah,
And
Tyler or what's his name did a good job in that.
Courtney,
Courtney, yeah.
yeah. Um, and there's a lot of kills in Asian films that I did not include, but there's several of those. There's a movie called Silk that's got a really great kill. That's part of the Tartan Extreme movies, which is not an extreme movie in any way, but it's got extreme elements to it, I guess. That's why they call it an extreme. There's you get into some of the ones like the zombie movies like Train to Busan. You get that
Oh, I
last
love that movie, dude.
the last kill with the dad
Oh yeah, that
when
was
he's
sad,
turning
dude.
is sad. So I mean there's so many ways we can go with this. We can go
There
with
is
the
a lot of ways. You can go with special effects or you can go with emotional kills or shock
yeah.
kills. It goes 1,000 ways. And
Yeah,
that's what
Danielle Harris getting killed in the remake of Halloween 2. That was
yeah,
fucking
that made me want to cry too. That's an emotional kill. I don't want
Yeah.
to see her die.
Yeah. The kill in Hereditary of the little girl.
oh yeah.
I mean, that's another one. I've struggled with kid kills anyway, but I almost had one on my list. There's one in a movie called Hate Crime by a friend of my old side project when we were writing columns back before we had podcasts. We were writing columns. And it's a movie called Hate Crime by James Cullen Bresnick. And I know a movie is legit when it kills the kid,
Yeah.
right? And this is about a Jewish family being like house intruders coming in and like taking them captive, and they killed the kid, like the 12-year-old Jewish kid, like right off the bat.
Oh,
And it's
shit.
like it's unexpected. And you're like, holy fuck, this movie's going there, and it goes there. So it's super low budge. I'm sure no one in this group has ever
What's
seen
the
it
name
or
of
even
that?
heard. It's called Hate Crime by James Cullen Bresnick as the director. Yeah.
Well, what is the third of the witch series that what was it? Sister, I can't even think of the name of it.
The Argento Witch series?
The Sisters of what was that called?
So you had Inferno,
Suspiria.
Suspiria,
And then he made the
and
other one, and it only came out on like I think it only came on DVD or Blu-ray. I'll have to look it up now. They
uh,
throw a baby off a bridge. That's what I was getting at.
and also the Fog, or not the Fog, the Mist. The
Oh
ending,
There
yeah,
is some stuff in the mist that's
Yeah.
that
disturbing.
ending of that was
the
fucked
very
up.
ending of the Mist. So I mean, we can get into just like disturbing ones and the heartfelt ones because like I can't watch the ending of the Mist. I could read the book because in the book they survive, but In the movie, they sure as fuck don't.
They no, they don't in the movie.
Now that was all Frank Darabont. That wasn't Stephen King that did that. Frank
Mother
Darabont.
of Tears, that
There
was
you go.
it.
And that's what they call
Yeah,
it.
that's
It's
it.
called the Mother of Tears trilogy.
Yes, and that's not the best movie, but they do throw a baby off a bridge.
I also thought of in The Omen, the decapitation scene.
I was
In
gonna
The
mention The
Omen.
Omen. That was one that I wanted to bring up, but I didn't really find it as disturbing as some of the
Well,
others. But
and a lot of people point out the
again,
decapitation scene, but that's not the one that I get that gets me. The one that gets me is the hanging when she hangs herself.
that one,
Yeah.
yeah. The
So
decapitation scene to me is more of good special effect than shocking or
yeah,
whatever. It sort of one I saw coming because you knew the dude was gonna die, just depending on how. But it's a good effect. I think you're right. The hanging might be more emotional.
yeah.
So good call right there.
Let's see what chat's saying. Let's see. Gazoo says, I can't believe that somebody actually taught a college course on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
They did. He's right.
Hearst says not a movie, but Alice Cooper and the Guillotine. Oh, the stage show where Alice Cooper
Oh
does the
yeah.
guillotine. Yeah, that's great. And
Cooper.
that would have fucked people up in the, that.
Well, Cooper did all kinds of crazy
He's
shit in the
been doing
70s.
that shit for years, man.
Well,
Well,
do you
get
know?
this. 50 years later, the original Alice Cooper band is making an album. How freaking weird is that?
Wow.
All
That's
but
cool.
one of them's dead. I mean, they're all alive, but the one guitar player.
Huh.
The scene that he's the transient in like the
Prince of
alleyway.
Darkness.
Yes, he brought his own sword to that to do that special effect.
Yep. Yeah, we covered
So
that movie. Prince of
that's
Darkness.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Gazoo loves Alice Cooper. He's super cool dude. I
Cooper's
agree.
touring with Judas Priest this fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're going to be in Houston, and I may go down there for it.
Apparently next week he's in Augusta. So if you
Oh,
want to go to
cool.
Georgia. Tiff says the one that still messes with me is Creep Show, the raft slime scenes. The whole story is actually LOL. That story is, I mean, they did that with literally a black trash bag, but it still works. Like everything about the raft, it still works. It's super gross. The Blob from '88 has some great kills in it. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Another one that uses similar. Tartan Extremes are so good. Tiff, I never would have thought you would be a Tartan Extreme girl. I have the best thing for Tartan Asian Extreme is no longer available, and it was Big Lots. You could go to Big Lots and get the Tartan Asia Extremes.
Yeah, they're all gone, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all gone now. But I got a bunch of them for like $5. The Kazoo says the worst scene ever is probably in the movie A Serbian Film. I do
Oh
not.
I
yeah.
never saw that.
You don't want to see it. I don't.
No.
That's one film I don't. I will
Especially
watch.
when you got kids, it fucks
Yeah,
you up.
I will watch Traces of Death 1,000 times before I watch a Serbian film again.
Yeah. I watched it once and that's it.
Uh,
It's
Well,
one
here's
of-
an honorable mention: the Trauma. We just covered that this year, I think.
yeah.
That they got that little knife. What is it? It rolls up and pops heads off.
Oh
Good
yeah.
Argento. Good
Yeah.
Argento stuff.
Yeah.
Argento is. I mean, I could go all day on just Argento kills.
We could do an entire thing on Argento kills. Trauma is
Argento and
one of my
Fulci.
favorite.
Argento and Fulci. You got me for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can talk all day about those guys just by themselves, man. So good. They were just such masters at colors
Yeah.
and the way that they could shoot things with colors. Like so I know Bill Van Vagel doesn't like Suspiria, but for me, when I watch Suspiria, I watch it as a cinematic movie more
That's
than
what
a
me
horror
and Brett
movie.
decided it was more for the
The-
movie itself, the look of it and the feel
Yeah.
of it,
The
and
way
the
it was shot.
cinematography.
Yeah, it makes no sense that the guy has 12-foot long arms to pull her through a bathroom window, but it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, those kind of things are, yeah. Does it make sense? No, not necessarily. Does it look fucking great when
Yes, it
they
does.
they switch colors from red to blue and all that kind of stuff? So yeah, let's see. Harsh says the mother company that owns Roses and Midway has bought Big Lots and will be reopening some of them. No way. I don't know what Roses and Midway is, but if they reopen the one in West Virginia, I will be stoked. If they bring back the movies. because I loved going there and get movies. Absolutely loved
Did
it.
they shut the big lots down where you live?
They're
Yeah.
all everywhere in the country.
Oh, they're still open here.
No, they're not.
Well, they were. I
They're
just
not
went by
now.
one the other day.
I mean, this was
They're
within
closing.
the last month.
Yeah.
Ours closed finally.
yeah.
They're all gone, I
Yeah.
think, now, but now, Brett. And I did read somewhere they're going to reopen some, but none of them are in Texas.
Well, I went in there the last time when they were going to close the first time, and they had everything like 50% off. And I was looking at the fucking price tags, and they were the same price.
Yeah.
They didn't knock shit. They didn't mark nothing down.
I only went to Big Lots for movies. Like we would go and we'd shop around, and every now and then we'd find some. I found some Jason Voorhees lights, string lights, or something.
Yeah, their
for
Halloween stuff was usually pretty crappy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sometimes you can
it's
find some
janky.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, it's janky,
I'm
but
gonna miss Party City a whole lot more for Halloween than
Yeah, I
anything.
know that sucks. They closed.
see, I don't have that anyway. So for me, it's always
Never-
Spirit.
yeah.
So I don't have that luxury anyway. But yeah, I will miss not being able to go get the cheap DVDs because they had DVDs that just weren't available anywhere else, and like a lot of Shutter releases theirs under the RLJE Picture Productions,
Yeah.
and they would have those there, which is pretty cool. Now Walmart is carrying those, but I could buy them at Big Lots for $5 or Walmart for $10.
Exactly.
So like that was the big difference there. So now Walmart is also doing a lot of steel books recently.
They are, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen any of those, but they've had some really great like anniversary steel books come out that have been legit.
I'm gonna tell you what I saw at Walmart, and I had to do a double take. The Vincent Price Collection Volume 1 from Scream Factory was at the Walmart in Riverside.
I just bought it.
Really?
Yeah.
I
How
just
much was
bought
it?
I think I paid $30 for it.
Yeah, it's a pretty good price for it.
Hmm.
I've got that version that got banned and because it had that public broadcast part. Remember we were talking about that, Brett, when we
Yeah.
did
See, I heard you talking about that
yeah.
on the show, and I was wondering if I had that copy, but where I just bought mine like 2-3 weeks ago, I'm sure I don't have that.
No, that one got pulled they're pretty rare actually. You'll have the unrated version of Mask of the Red Death, which I don't have on mine, but the Scream Factory, being the nice people they are, actually released that on Blu-ray for the people who had the original set. So shout out to Scream Factory once again, doing people right.
Well, and I wish Justin Beam was in this chat right now because I'd give him a huge shout out
Me too.
because Justin Beam, he does a lot of those special features for them, and it's just fucking amazing at what
I
he
just
does.
thought that was really good of them to not make you double dip to get the box set just to get the uncensored version of Mask of the Red Death.
Which is a phenomenal movie.
That's probably we're doing a Vincent Price thing here. We're gonna cover them all eventually, Brett.
Oh, Vincent Price is amazing. He's one of my favorite actors. I have his little Toonie Terror right here next to
I
me.
do too, actually, right here on the wall.
I got his
See,
pop.
there he is, right there.
I don't know. Like I have so many that they're laying down now.
Yeah.
See how many I have over there. And I bought a new one today. They just released the Nosferatu one. It's in black and white.
I saw that at Target, I think.
So I bought that today. Let's see. Tiff says The Tale of Two Sisters, The Heirloom, and Prey are my favorite of the Tartan films. I'm a huge fan of Silk. I don't know why. I think Silk is one of the better ones. I have a bunch of the Tartan Extremes though. Like I have Prey. I do have that one. I can't see them all because there's a glare, but they're back there. We can talk about some of the kills from Takeshi Mike, or I call him Takeshi Mike. It's Takashi Miike. That's how they actually say it. But
What's that? The Japanese anime shit?
no, it's not anime. You don't know who Takashi Miike is?
No.
Oh my God. Go IMDb him right now and go pick one of his movies and watch it.
Okay.
His
I've
movies
just totally lost track of what I was doing.
How do you
because
spell that? I gotta write it down.
Takashi
Takashi
Miki, I think, if I remember right.
MKI.
Miki, if I remember right.
Okay, I wrote it down.
Takashi Miike. He had the only of the Masters of Horror that was not it was shown on Showtime once, and they would not show it again.
I remember I've got that on Blu-ray somewhere around
Yeah.
here.
Now it's on Amazon now. They have released it
Yeah.
on Amazon, so you can
I
see
don't
it
remember
now.
why it got kicked off offhand, but I remember it did.
It was something with the I believe it was the torture that was involved in it. It was too graphic because
I'm
it does
watching
have.
Myers behind you there now.
Oh, is he behind me? Where's he at?
He's on the pool table.
Oh, he's on the pool table. Like I
I'm a
said,
cat.
he's
I'm a-
creepy. He
He
just
is
fucking
creepy,
does
yeah.
that.
But I'm a massive cat person, so show me a cat and I'm gonna be happy.
I'm not a cat person, but Myers is my buddy.
Myers is cool. Huh?
Yeah, he's all right. Because you know why? He don't want to be fucking bothered.
He just wants to hang out.
He lives in this house only because he has to.
It looks like he's looking at Art the Clown right now.
He might be. Art's my buddy, Myers. So he's okay. He's cool. I got my new Halloween flag back there and that behind Art that looks like the Hatebreed logo,
I see.
which is awesome.
I keep looking at your Ohio picture too.
You know, one of my old associates made that for me.
Well,
He
I
was-
have the weird connection that I'm a big Cincinnati Bengal fan living in Texas. So,
I'm a Browns fan, so
well, you got you a quarterback.
yeah,
Two of them.
sure we did. Hey,
Two of 'em.
if anything, it will create an environment of competition, I hope.
This might be the best draft the Browns have had for a long time.
I actually told my wife we were at getting my son's haircut today, and I said if Shador is around in the 5th round, I bet we take him. And then we're driving home from the haircut, and she shows me a post on Facebook. She was like, "You're right." I said, "I told you."
It might work out good. You never
Uh,
know.
Hurst says, "Back to Alice Cooper. The first song from the original band is out.
Yeah, I was just reading.
Not
that. Yeah.
Black Mamba. It rocks."
Oh, I'll have to check it out. Yeah. I wonder if he's touring with that band or if he's still gonna tour with his own band. That's just weird. Those guys got to be really, really old because, as we know, Alice is.
For sure. Alice has got to be pushing fucking 80, man.
Yeah, exactly.
They all are.
Well, I mean, you're what, 75, Brett?
Yeah,
72.
76 and 76 next month.
See? Oh shit.
No, but like fucking Halford, he's 75, 76
know.
years old. It's like,
They're
come
Okay.
all
on.
Guys, they were releasing albums in 78.
Cooper was releasing shit in the 60s.
So I mean, I'm thinking of Halford and stuff like that, but I mean, you just
Oh, yeah.
They've
so
been around since the late 60s too.
just think about like the Beatles were releasing shit.
Yeah, the same, and these guys are still around.
The
Yeah,
last
the
thing
Beatles
they
are
re-
like some
the last thing
ancient
they
band.
released was in 1971. That was their last album they put out.
They were only together for what,
5-6 years.
6 years, 7 years.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge Beatles fan.
Oh, I was watching a thing about it's like a documentary / biopic of the Monkees.
Oh, I
Monkees.
love the Monkees, dude.
Oh, me too, dude.
I want to watch the Zeppelin movie whenever
Don
it gets
Kirshner sort of fucked
affordable.
them guys over, boy.
I still watch the show. Like they were the original American Idols, man.
Yeah. The original American boy band.
That's crazy. They were what's the one from Ricky Martin? It's named after a food in Mexico.
Oh,
Starts with a-
Menudo.
Menudo, there you go.
Yeah, oh yeah, Menudo. I forgot about those guys.
They were a Menudo.
They would
before
replace everybody
Menudo.
when they turned 17 or something. Yeah. God, that's a throwback.
But it was a pretty cool show, you know.
They were the Mickey Mouse Club before the Mickey Mouse Club. Oh shit. I love the Monkees.
You know, the first two albums that the Monkees put out, that Don Kirshner put them out, and he sort of fucked them because they didn't actually. All they did was sing. They didn't actually play the instruments on them.
Oh,
He had all
really?
the rights, so they didn't get no fucking money for that shit.
I didn't know that.
They sold millions of copies.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they got fucked. And then they told him to fuck off and they started doing their own shit.
Remember Paul Revere and the Raiders?
Yep.
Fucking love Paul Revere and the Raiders too. That's a random.
That is pretty random.
That's a random thought.
That is pretty random.
So, when we start talking about music from that time period, I start thinking about like all this random shit. I can't help it. Like Paul Revere and the Raiders. I remember my dad playing Cherokee Nation. We had these weird diamond style lights back in the 80s, and they were probably from the 70s, and they would flash to the music kind of like LEDs do now, right? But my dad would turn off all the lights in the house and he would turn on Cherokee Nation, and for some reason that song with those lights scared the living shit out of me.
Uh,
And I fell in love with it, and then he would do that, and he would do you remember Blood Rock?
I do. They were
yeah, I
from
think
here.
so. Yeah.
They were
There
from
was
Fort Worth.
they had a song called DOA.
Yes, they guys are from Fort Worth, Texas, and they were had a big cult following here.
Well, they were really super experimental.
Yes, yes.
And
I actually have that song on I got somebody gave me the MP3 of it and I have it on my Apple Music.
I have it on my Apple Music
Yeah.
as well, and I'll listen to it every now and then. And the blood is dripping from my fingers. And
I used to
this-
know more about that than I do now, but I knew more about the band itself, but it's been years.
I guess it's about a car crash or something.
It is. Yeah.
But he would play that song in Cherokee Nation with the lights out in the house with those fucking lights strobing, and I'm sure that's part of my problem to this day.
I just found it right there, the new Alice Cooper band thing. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I'll have to add that tonight.
They've even got an appearance by the Glenn Buxton, the one who died. I don't know how they pulled that off.
Well, I mean, you
Glenn
think
Buxton's Ghosts.
I guess his ghost appears on the album.
what you
Oh,
remember?
actually, I'm just fucking with y'all. They actually had like a guitar solo or something that he had recorded, and they added it to the album.
I mean, they've done it with Tupac. They did it with John Lennon.
Yeah. So now we've done it with.
Now
I
they've done
hate
with
to
Glenn
admit it, I
Buxton.
don't really know anything about the original Alice Cooper band. I mean,
I don't
I don't even know when they went from being the band to the solo guy. I think it was Welcome to My Nightmare, actually, was the first solo album.
I have several LPs back behind me that were my dad's from the 80s, but I don't know.
When they
Much about.
transitioned from band to, well, that's like Rob Zombie when he went from White Zombie to Rob Zombie.
Now I know when that happened. I
Yeah.
mean, that's more my time period.
That's, yeah. And then even, I guess you could almost say Marilyn Manson was sort of a band in the beginning and turned into a solo project.
Yeah, I mean, they were always called Marilyn Manson once they, Portrait of an American Family
Yeah.
came out.
But at that time, it was a band more than just him.
Yeah. And
Following in the vein of Cooper and
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
you're absolutely
Cooper
right.
calls Manson and Zombie his bastard sons.
Well, I mean, Manson 100% ripped off Cooper and what's his face? He just cut himself on stage.
don't
Iggy
know.
Pop.
No, Gigi Allen.
Oh, geez.
Oh, I forgot about that fucking guy.
Yeah.
I got, a,
Gigi
I got a buddy who's like good friends with him.
I have
Brett
a
was
guy
telling me stories about that. Yeah.
I have a guy at work that went and saw him in the 80s and said he took a shit on stage
Yeah,
and
he
like
should wipe it all over himself and then
yeah,
throw it at everybody.
throw it, and the stand, the feel. Ugh,
Yeah.
just imagine that. So at least Manson never took a shit on stage.
No.
Oh,
Seen the picture of the two chicks with him sitting there with him while he's dead.
no,
Fuck.
that's awesome though.
Guess they didn't know he's dead for like 2 days.
Manson's the only person that came back from the whole Me Too movement and being canceled. It just didn't take with him.
Well, because they for the most part was discredited.
Yeah, I figured so.
So,
But
but
honestly, if you're gonna hang out with Marilyn Manson, you better expect there's gonna be some weird shit going on.
No
I-
shit.
I'm sure that was part of the defense. Now,
Yeah.
granted,
Like,
I don't agree with any of it. Like
I
you
don't
there's,
either.
there's no reason for you to have to force yourself on anyone.
Right? But
You
if you're
know,
Marilyn Manson, I mean, God, I mean,
Yeah. I'm sure the defense was built
It's like you
around.
didn't know he was a fucking freak when you fucking looked
Right?
at
Yeah.
him.
Who was
Right.
it
Come
that
on.
Rose McGowan chick was dating him or something? And
There
he
you
had
go.
all kinds of models and stuff he dated.
Hearst, yes, absolutely. Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids. That's what they were called before they hit
That is
with
right. That is a
yep.
good call right there.
Before they hit with Portrait of an American Family when they were
Yep, that is
touring on that
good
first
catch.
EP. Hearst Hunter also says, from what I heard, DOA was banned from the radio because the sirens were causing people to pull over. That's hilarious.
I wish I could remember. Somebody told me stories about that, about the Blood Rock band, but it's been so, it was like in a club, and then I think Russ Rojas gave me the MP3 of it because we were talking about it. He's another one of the guys I work with. He used to work as a kind of a roadie for Pantera prior to Terry leaving the band and Phil joining. He went with Terry and Lord Tracy and stuck with them.
Boy, he picked the wrong boat, didn't he?
He says he did, but he didn't because he had a lot of fun, especially when they were touring with Ace Frehley. And they actually said, your job tonight is to watch Ace. And he lost him 3 times. So I think he was happy in the long run. Lord Tracy had a pretty good career, even though they were more, they weren't nearly as known as Pantera, but
No.
he had a fun time with him, and they're still all buddies to this day.
My favorite band of all time. I say it, and people have no idea who they are. So I mean, it's fine. Bands will always find influence regardless of who they are and what people like them. There's always someone
And
that's
when
a little.
Terry left Pantera, he pretty much stuck with doing the same music they were doing. It was more the glammier stuff, and they had a pretty good hit with the song "True Believer." So, yeah, I think Russ was happy that he made the choice he did. And they've done a lot of stuff in the last 40 years or whatever the hell it's been now.
That's
I've
good.
lost track of time. I
Well,
don't
you're
know what's what anymore. I have to realize that we're 25 years into the 2000s.
I know Jaws is 50 years old this year. They're bringing it back to the theaters.
Well, that's funny because they just brought Revenge of the Sith back, and they say it's going to be like the biggest hit almost of the year, they think. It's
I
sold
want.
out everywhere.
I know. I want to go. I'm not.
I want to go too.
I want to go.
I want to go too.
My wife says she's like, "Do you really want to go?" I said, "I do. I
I
really want
could
to
sit
go."
here and pull it out on 4K and watch it, but I would really like to go to the theater and see it again.
I've watched it twice this year already.
You know what? That might be the best Star Wars movie ever done, honestly.
Oh, it's there's so many parts of it that's so bad, but there's
I know, but it's
parts
so fucking good.
the parts that are amazing are amazing. Like you cannot that fight on Mustafar is
It's
just
just, yeah,
fucking phenomenal. Oh
I
yeah, yeah.
know. And the way Disney's got everything going, it just makes it look even more like a classic.
Oh, because it is.
It is. It
People that
is.
hate on the prequels, I'm like, you did not grow up the same period I did.
Well, see, I grew up with the originals, but the prequels, I always liked them.
Like the prequels for me were
Yeah, you're just young enough to where the prequels were the shit. Yeah.
yeah. Now, granted, my favorite movie of all time is still Empire.
Empire's, yes. I was going to say nothing beats Empire, but I'm going to
But
tell you what, Revenge of the Sith is right there.
I absolutely
And that
love
damn Rogue One. I don't know how Disney managed to pull that off, but that's a good movie.
and if the internet is actually telling the truth with this whole Star Wars horror movie that's supposed to be coming
I
out,
wonder if, yeah,
I
because
will
there's several novels.
I will lose my shit if that's real because I have been waiting for a Star Wars horror movie my entire life.
Yeah.
And like I will lose my shit if that's
Well, they
real.
sort of with the Ahsoka series, kind of, with the zombie stormtroopers, that's sort of kind of looking that way.
I want a zombie. I want a not necessarily zombie, but I want a horror Star Wars and I want a horror Marvel. The Marvel
The
zombies.
Marvel zombie, yeah, they could
That
make that.
God, I fucking love that. And that scene in the second Spider-Man when they have the zombie Iron Man pop out of the grave.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my shit. I was like, this is it. We're gonna finally see it. And we got 30 seconds of it. And
30
that was it.
seconds, yeah.
But
We've
man,
lost Brett now going to Star Wars and
Yeah, I'm
Marvel.
fucking just sitting here fucking gelling.
Well, we were talking about obscure horror movies, and you kind of didn't say anything about that
Well,
one either.
Revenge of the Sith is sort of a horror movie, I guess.
I mean, he turns into the penultimate bad guy in it.
Right, yeah, and kills Mace Windu. That could have been one of my kills right there.
Well, I mean, he slaughters kids.
Yeah, Anakin kills all kinds of
We
kids in
we,
this thing.
we talk about a horror movie being a real horror movie when it kills a kid or a dog. He fucking murders a whole temple of kids.
My friend Jason, he was like, because at the time, I think he had a lot more kids than I did. And he's like, I actually cried in that. I'm like, are you a fucking pussy or what? And he's like, no, I'm serious. He said, it just really upset me. I'm like, I kind of looked, I'm like, well, I guess I can see that.
I mean, when that kid looks at him, it's like Anakin Skywalker, Master
Save
Skywalker,
us,
what are we
yeah.
gonna do?
I'm like, yeah, I'm freaking, yeah,
Fucking so good. I love
it
it.
is. I want to go see it. If you were closer, I would come get you and we go right now.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Uh,
Leave Brett here by himself.
Oh, I'm so
You don't
fucking
like Star
abused.
Wars, Brett.
we'll bring you back a lightsaber. Hearst Hunter says they're supposed to be doing a Marvel Zombies animated series. Yeah, they did a what if version of it.
They
Um,
did do the what if, and I've
and
actually got Disney Plus again, so I need to watch the new Andor.
the what if was really good, but I want to see a live action Marvel Zombies. I really do. I want to see what they do with it.
Talking about, look what we got right here.
Oh, there he is.
Ooh.
I
I'm
have
sitting
a
up here with my demons actually because I have too many Palpatine Funko Pops, and when I have my little black light on, he looks creepy as shit next to Pazuzu, whatever his name is there.
I
Or-
think all my Star Wars shit's upstairs. Yeah, there's nothing
Still
down
got
here.
my Sith right on the shelf, right above the computer.
Yeah, all my Star Wars
I
shit's
never did
upstairs.
take those, even when I got a little burnout on Star Wars with the Disney era. I didn't take them down.
Yeah, I've always loved Star Wars. It's always been my thing. I used to have Star Wars sheets and blankets, and I had the action figures on my walls.
I can truly say I saw Empire Strikes Back in the theater before I ever saw the original Star Wars.
Oh, well, you're
But
old.
I had
The
the toys.
original Star Wars came out. I probably seen that fucking thing 30 fucking times
I-
at the theater,
You
dude.
got to realize I'm younger than you, and
Yeah.
I did not. I saw Empire first. And I think that's part of why Empire is so tied to me because that's the first Star Wars movie I saw.
Empire is just so cool, and it ends on such a downer.
It does.
It's such a good film.
I always found the original Star Wars a letdown when I finally did see it
no,
compared to Empire.
I mean, I still love it, but
It's just not as good as Empire.
Hearst says I wish they would do a Marvel horror. Like I need a good Ghost Rider. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to see a Ghost Rider actually be horror. I would love to have seen when they did fuck the Jared Leto played him, and it was terrible.
Oh
When
yeah,
he
that was
did the
terrible.
Joker or whatever,
Morbius.
wasn't he
No,
supposed to be the Joker?
Morbius.
Oh,
Yeah, when he played Morbius.
Sony fucked all those movies up,
And
honestly.
the
though.
same thing. They've been hitting Mephisto for a long time, and I would love to see a really evil Mephisto come into the Marvel realm, and that would be amazing.
Sony has officially closed the door on that, so maybe they'll give all those to Marvel and let them do them right.
I hope so. Same thing with like, there's some things in Star Wars like Darth Revan would be fucking amazing as being horror and stuff like that from Knights of the Old Republic and different things like that.
Hey, talking of which, looky here, I got some of them too. I forget which one this is.
It looks like Darth Revan.
It might be. Some of them are at work. I took a bunch of my Funko Pop Star Wars to work just to freak people out in my office.
Need a Midnight Suns. A Midnight Suns movie would be totally
That would
kick
be.
ass. Absolutely. Wow, we are going down the nerd
We have
hallway
turned this into
here.
the nerd show.
The Nerd Show.
Me
I-
and Jimbo have talked about doing some Star Wars stuff, but we never do.
I'm a
Busy.
huge nerd. I like when it comes to horror movies, heavy metal, and then like closely tied
Star
with all
Wars,
of this-
Marvel, yeah.
Star Wars and
DC,
comic
yeah.
books. Yeah, I'm a fucking nerd. And then video games are not far behind that either. Like that's why I was almost late because my son and I were playing Minecraft. So
I have moved to where all I play is MLB The Show, Madden, and WWE, and that's all I play anymore.
See, I play a lot of horror games. Like I
I'm
played
just
it.
not good at them anymore. But
I
I beat my grandson at Madden like 42-7, and I let him pick his players, and he's like, "How'd you do that?" I'm like, "I guess I'm just good at it."
see, I used to play all the sports games, and now I don't. Now I play a lot of survival games. I like to play the survival games, like Valheim, which is a Norse mythology game. I play a lot of Diablo stuff like
Yeah,
and
Brett, what are you playing here?
Atari 2600.
Yeah.
What's your favorite
Nintendo
video game, Brett?
Nintendo 24.
24.
Yeah, that was
You mean
before
64?
64. That was before 64.
They had a Nintendo 24.
I don't fucking know.
I was
Well,
gonna
that's a
say, I'm
Hurst.
taking you serious here.
Hurst just said I paused Skyrim to watch y'all.
Oh no.
Hey, so you know what I've been playing, Hurst? I've been playing Oblivion. They just released the Oblivion remake after 20 years, and I've been playing that nonstop. My son actually kicked me off of that to play Minecraft with me earlier.
Well, I was watching the dang Rangers baseball game and paused it like 3 or 4 hours ago, and I still don't know if they won. I'm sure they lost.
Oh, that's funny. I took my 22-year-old to see the Minecraft last weekend. Yeah. I took Silas to see Minecraft with a bunch of his friends
I was gonna
and
say
on
anybody that's
opening
got
weekend. Yeah.
school kids, boys that are gonna go
Were
see
were
Minecraft.
were people idiots throwing shit around or
No, I think because we got in, it was a Sunday afternoon at 12:30, so we were there pretty early. It was a lot of young, really, really young
The younger
kids.
kids, yeah.
So it was, I think it was before that. What happened with all that craze was these degens of like my students, which again, I love my students to death, but I hate them at the same time at
They're
certain
the
times.
Minecraft kids are gonna throw shit.
They are the degens that would cause the ruckus. Absolutely. And that's what happened. They saw it on the internet that there was a trend, and then they took that trend and made it even more and more and more and
But
more
that's
until
what kids are supposed to do, teenagers.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm just
I
saying.
know.
well, that's what I told my granddaughter plays Minecraft and wanted to go see it, and I told my daughter, I said,
No.
you need to go on like you said, a Sunday or
Sunday,
something when
yeah,
nobody's
where
gonna be there.
all the nuts aren't there, yeah.
Don't go like on a Friday night or Saturday night.
I feel like
Catch,
Gazoo is
catch a
really far.
matinee.
Gazoo's pretty far behind in the chat for some reason because now he's talking about the monkeys.
Oh hell.
They were created for a TV show. They were supposed to be an American knockoff of the Beatles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, that was like 20 minutes ago, buddy. I'm confused. Um, let's see. Play on PS. Don't play on PS5, but I want to get one. Me too. I love playing Skyrim.
I have a PS5 if anybody plays sports games, I guess, or WWE.
Tiff says it was calm when she went to see Minecraft. Nobody was being assholes, so that's good. Oh, yeah, our show was really good.
It's probably calmed down by now.
I tell you what, though, it was very much. There's a certain segment of the internet. I call it brain rot, and that movie was made for that segment of the internet. It's definitely a brain rot movie.
Mhm.
Brain rot. That's all it's for. It was good.
Well, all right, guys.
We're
It's 11,
30
Been here
minutes
2.5
past time.
hours
Yeah.
already, so
We're gonna call it a quits.
let's call it an evening, and I'm out of
Good time to
drinky
stop.
anyway. So
I'm getting the night swints here. So
Yeah. It's a good time to stop it.
it's 11:30 my time. So
Hey, we took an hour almost on the kills, Brett, and you wanted to wait. So that was a good thing.
yeah, so
Good
okay.
job. Good subject. See, I'm giving you praises now.
well, that's good because you talk shit on it for about 20 minits before.
That's because I
So
thought he was gonna give me a bunch of Michael Myers kills from Halloween 2. Remember when the big-breasted girl was in
Don't
the
you
hot
like when I
tub?
surprise you, Carl?
hey,
I was waiting for the big-breasted girl. Halloween 2 got smushed down in the water.
no, the scalpel kill in Halloween 2 is great. When he picks up the nurse with the scalpel,
Probably.
that's a good kill.
All right.
See?
Well, thanks everybody for coming on and watching and chatting along with us all. We Appreciate it.
And if you're
And,
listening on the podcast version, you missed it.
yeah,
You
you'll
gotta go
hear
to
that
YouTube.
Sunday, and this will replay after we shut it down. So, all right, everybody. Thanks again. We love y'all. Thanks. And I wanted to give a shout out to the only person that played the game on the
I saw your game only had one participant.
one participant. And
I would have got it right if I had a play. I'm just saying.
Apparently, I missed the game. So
well, Exodus has been putting out some cover songs lately,
oh, okay.
and they covered a Scorpions tune. He's a woman, she's a man.
He wanted to know who originally did it, and I was
And
going
I
to say the
said it,
Scorpions, but I figured
and,
I'm not supposed to participate in these anymore.
and one of our listeners, Katie Lynn Wolf, shout out to her. She got it right, and I sent her some stickers.
Good job.
She's from up in Muncie, Indiana. So, but
I feel like there's
thanks
a movie
everybody.
about that.
I guess that's it.
Mhm.
Stay evil, everybody.